everybody! I hope you're having a fabulous Thursday. Welcome, welcome. We are going to be continuing on with some more Tokyo Dark. We'll turn off that hype Piku-Niku music to get into the spooks and goofs and gaffs, and mostly just scary. Mostly just unsettling. There's not a whole lot of goofs to be had here in Tokyo Dark. We left off last time with, I think, sort of a branch in the game where, we had two options. We're gonna have to do both, but we gotta figure out which one we're gonna do first. Oh, good. Recap. So the game's like put us right before this point. The air in the collector's basement was stagnant and heavy. If I had stayed any longer, I felt like it may have suffocated me. For the time I was there, Akihabara faded away into a distant memory. I returned to the surface, put my hand up to shield my eyes from the sunlight, and listened to the people on the street. Welcome, welcome, Natalie. Welcome to Lurking. Their conversation seemed so pointless, part of a world I no longer believed I no longer belonged to. The busy sounds of the street swept the cobwebs from my mind, forcing me to remember everything I told the collector and everything he impossibly knew. I told him so much, but did I have a choice? Maybe he was right, and I was a puppet after all. At that moment, it didn't matter. The dark and the mask both belonged to the world I was now a part of. Normal methods of investigation wouldn't lead me to them. Countless paths were narrowed to two, and I had no choice but to march forward toward the leads I'd been given. As I left Akihabara behind, one thing bothered me. How did the collector know so much about me? Was I really so easy to read? I didn't have time to dwell on it. Kazuki and Reino were in the dark. That much had been all but confirmed, and I now had a means, however impossible, to find them. Two paths, the mask and the dark, both were necessary, and I had to make a choice of which path to follow first. Chase after the talent agency in Tokyo's red light district, or back to Kamakura to visit the girl I nearly got killed. Neither seemed very appealing. My logical side didn't understand how either would help, but as everything around me cracked and crumbled away, logic didn't matter anymore. I had to choose, or maybe something would choose for me. So I think Kabukicho would be going to the talent agency, which would be investigating the dark, and Kamakura would be going to find more about the mask. And I think I want to know more about the mask before I go potentially, like, waltzing into the dark. So I think we're gonna go back to Kamakura. Yeah. We'll start with Kamakura. I came here to find out about the mask, but there's something I got to do first. 6 months ago, I sent one girl to the morgue and very nearly killed another. Since then, I'd thought of coming here to apologize to Mei Kawana countless times, but couldn't will myself to see her and be faced with my failure. I think of the fear and hurt in her eyes, and I feel nothing but shame. For my own peace of mind, I need to tell her the truth about that day, and about how I lost control. Hopefully she can find it in herself to forgive me enough to help me with my investigation of the mask. Wait. It's fall. Why are the cherry blossoms blooming? It's like nothing's changed since that day. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's, you. I was reading the papers and, I, saw your picture. And then I saw that picture on the TV news. And maybe the 7chan message boards after I looked you up. I'm sorry, I was curious. I remember meeting you and couldn't believe it. It's like I met a celebrity or something. Of course it's not good or anything, but you know, you never know who you'll meet in this business. Everyone always seems so unassuming. I mean, that's not to say any of it was your fault or anything. Okay, so the message boards are pretty bad. There's a lot of bad stuff on there, like, wow, pretty, wild stuff.
Are you done?
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. Yes. Hello. Again.
Oh my gosh. What's going on with the weather here? It's fall. Why are the cherry blossoms out?
It's beautiful, isn't it? There's a species of cherry tree, the Prunus subpertella autumnalis, that sometimes blooms twice a year. At least, that's what it says online. Who'd have thought we'd have them here in Kamakura? Well, I say Kamakura, but they only seem to be in this part of town. Lucky, huh?
A cherry blossom tree that blooms in fall? I've never seen it. Are you sure you've got your facts straight? It seems impossible.
Impossible? Do you doubt my botany expertise? Impossible would be if the seasons started reversing themselves, don't you think?
Yeah, it certainly feels that way.
Huh? You'll say something? Why the glum face? Anyway, I hope you take advantage of the weather and go out for a picnic or something. The blossoms are so peaceful. Don't they put your mind at ease?
I'm looking for May Kawana. Have you seen her?
Oh, you're looking for May again, huh? Are you sure that's such a good idea? She was pretty upset about the, happenings the last time we were here. I mean, I've barely seen her leave Kamakura since then. Maybe it's best you leave her alone.
It's important I talk to her.
I suppose she'd be at the shrine that's down the street like usual. Faye is very important to this town. Please don't upset her too much. We all want everything to go back to normal.
Is May's grandmother still at the house near here?
You want to see her? Well, she is still around, I suppose. I see the comings and goings of all the people around here. I don't see her getting out much, though. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. When you were last here in April, did she, I don't know, give you something? I'm not accusing you, of course, I heard there was an important artifact that went missing last spring. Kawada is old and losing her faculties a bit. Maybe she gave it to you by mistake. Can you remember anything like that?
Oh, choices. Do I tell him? Or do I say nah? I don't trust this fucker.
Oh, I see. I'm sure it will turn up.
Nah, I don't trust him. I ain't telling him shit.
Go away! No visitors! Go away! No visitors! Go away! No visitors!
Okay, well. That's just gonna keep happening. Hey, May. Cherry blossoms fell gently at my feet as I approached the Kawana family shrine. In front of me was May Kawana, still dressed in the outfit of the shrine maiden. She had seen me approach and stood there frozen and terrified, the same helpless look on her face as when she had a knife to her throat months before. This time, it was me she was terrified of. We were the only two people at the shrine, yet I couldn't shake the feeling of being followed, a familiar presence watching from the shadows. Excuse me? No? Excuse me, no? You're not gonna make me kill her. No. I won't do it. Why now? Why her? I don't have to do what you say. I'm not a puppet. I can choose. You, the detective from before, why are you just standing there? Is it over? I'm fine. Sorry to scare you. I'm here to talk to you. See, I've never been good at apologies. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. I've been meaning to talk to you ever since that day. I should have come here sooner. You're here to apologize. Now? I didn't hear from anyone in 6 months. The police only talked to me once, and then everyone here started avoiding me and acting like it never happened. I guess that makes me the last person you'd want to see now. Why is the music getting louder? Okay. After that day, I'm sure some police came by and told you that I was only following procedure, but that's bull. Police in this country don't go around shooting people. I didn't feel myself and lost control, putting you at risk. Sounds vague to say I lost control at such a crucial time, I bet. But that's the truth. The truth. It's strange, isn't it? The cherry blossoms, I mean. It's silly, but every time someone comes here and says how beautiful they are, I get so mad. It's like they don't understand my feelings at all. But that's selfish, huh? It's not like I want everyone to suffer along with me. I imagine the only other one who understands that is you, detective. Your name's Ito, right? It's so quiet here. It's hard to imagine something like that day in April really happened in a place so peaceful. But it did. I know that you and your partner were only doing what you could to save me, but I wish I could have helped. I felt so helpless. At least you told me the truth. Thank you. You know, I asked Grandma about the mask the red-headed girl was after, and she denied knowing anything. But it was a lie. I found one of her old journals at the shrine, and she wrote that the mask was important and had to be hidden away. Why would she lie to me? I'm sick of everyone always trying to protect me by covering everything up. Grandma hasn't been the same since that day either. She shuts herself up in that old house and mumbles to herself about darkness and purity. I'm so worried about her. My gut tells me that mask has something to do with it. I'm sorry. Listen to me rambling away. I bet you don't care about any of that. The truth is, I think you're right about the mask having something to do with all this strangeness. I actually came here to ask you about it. I don't like that the music does this. Hi, Shasta. I don't like it. I don't like it. You think so too? Then let me help you. I don't know anything, but maybe Takashi does. Oh, sorry. Takashi's my brother. He used to live here in Kamakura with me and Grandma, but he left the first chance he got. We talk on the phone all the time, but he refuses to come back and visit. I get the feeling he knows something I don't. He won't even tell me how our parents died. Oh, where does your brother live now? He's an instructor at a kendo dojo in Asakusa in Tokyo. I hear he's a big shot in the kendo world. Sounds like he'd be a good place to start. Do you think he'll speak to me? You can try. He's never been good at opening up to strangers, though. It's worth a shot. Thanks for helping me, May. Shasta, you missed the mask trying to make me kill the girl. Go away! No visitors! Okay, new location. Asakusa. Info. Asakusa, the home of Sensoji, one of the most famous temples in Tokyo. It's also a bustling entertainment district. It remains a pocket of traditional culture surrounded by the city's high-rises. My investigation up to that point led me to believe that finding Takashi Kawana would be difficult and convoluted. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Turns out his kendo dojo was well regarded as a popular training spot for a few national champions and several of the city's police officers. The latter made me nervous. The information I was asking for was sensitive, and I didn't want word of my investigation finding its way back to HQ. A few misfired questions could end up with officers knocking on my door, or worse, Yukimura himself calling me up. I had to be cautious. Why does the music have to be so spooky? Inside is the interior of a traditional tea shop, but it doesn't look like anyone's been there recently. Buy octopus balls?
Hello there. Would you be interested in buying some of the finest takoyaki in Tokyo? This isn't the cheap stuff you buy at a food stand at a festival. They will make you question everything you knew about octopus in ball form.
Who can say no to that sales pitch? Sure, I'll take some. Yum. Wow, you're right. This may be the best takoyaki I've had.
Thank you, miss. Best takoyaki on all the islands.
I got plus 10 to sanity, -1 to professionalism, and -10 to neurosis. I am stable, I am professional, I am focused, and I am relaxed. Guys, I'm doing fucking fantastic. I'm feeling so good, so fresh. Tourists, likely. I can hear them speaking English. Ugh, my English isn't so great, so I doubt they'll be much help, but I wonder what they're talking about.
Hello there. Is there something we could help you with?
Huh? I don't speak Wait. Japanese? Your Japanese is perfect.
As a college professor, if it wasn't, I'd probably be out of a job. I'm no college professor, but I work at a Japanese software company, and I'd be in a bit of trouble too.
Don't look at me, I just live here. Well, not Tokyo. In the suburbs. Whoa. I think you guys might speak Japanese better than I do. I mean, sorry. I never would have thought. Would you prefer to speak in English instead? No, I mean, no, please. Japanese is fine. Sorry, I wasn't meaning to be nosy. I guess I don't see people wearing, yukata this late in the year. Is there a festival or something?
No. We come to Asakusa every year, and the yukata became part of the tradition after a while. Guess it makes us stand out more than we already do, huh?
Don't knock the tradition, Tony. Admittedly, my legs are a little cold, though. I'm sure I was pronouncing it wrong, but that's okay. I'm trying. This looks like the dojo I was looking for. It's a very traditional aesthetic. Everywhere looks so spooky. Who are you? You're a friend of my sister's? You expect me to believe that? A little old, don't you think? Gee, thanks. Really, you think I wouldn't recognize you? You're the officer who was at the shrine in April who almost got her killed. And now you're lying about it, pretending to be your friend to no doubt get something from me. Don't look so shocked. Your little deception was easy to read is all. After your idiocy in Kamakura, I heard May crying over the phone every night for a month. Don't bother her anymore. Now get out of here, before myself or one of your fellow officers has you thrown out. Whoops. Well, that didn't go well. Maybe May will know how to soften her brother up. I think I managed to find your brother. He didn't exactly seem happy to see me. Yep, you found Big Brother all right. He's been protective of me ever since we were little. I know I'm probably overstepping my boundaries, but would you be willing to come talk to him? I don't think he'll tell me anything on my own. You want me to help? You know, seeing you again really got me thinking. I decided that even if everyone's trying to hide it, I can't sit here and ignore what's happening. I need to understand why my family has been acting so strangely. Even my own brother is keeping me in the dark. I'm sick of it. Sure, I'll come with you, Ito. If I went alone, he'd probably pat me on the head and send me on my way. But if you're there, sure he'll tell me about my parents, the mask, and everything. Are you sure that's what you want? Sometimes not knowing is better, May. No more stupid little May. I'd rather be hurt and know than happy and ignorant. Okie doke, Nat. See you in a bit. But before we go, let's check on Grandma. These days, if she doesn't know where I am, it can really set her off. Alright, we'll make a quick stop at the house. Thanks, May. Over the bridge and through the woods to Grandma's house we go. This wasn't here before. A dead crow lays in the middle of the street. The small body is in a bad state of decay. Covered in dried blood, the maggots have begun eating at its remains. That was not there before. And I am, much concerned. I said no visitors. Leave me alone. Grandma, it's me. Please open the door. May? Oh, May, it's you. Please come in. Yes, come in. I don't... Wait, what is she doing here? It's okay, Grandma. She's here to help. Help? Ha! Don't make me laugh. You were supposed to help me, remember? I
I felt something and you were going to free me from the past.
Free you? Are you talking about the mask?
Do not discuss that horrid thing here. No matter how far you go, I can still feel it, like needles in my skin dragging me to it. In my dreams, I can still see that place. Have you seen it too, detective? A dark place, where those we've lost reside. I'm so old and have wasted so much time, and yet the pain won't go away. My poor Emiko. I miss her so much. If only I could have found her.
Emiko? You mean Mom? Find her? What are you talking about? She's gone. Takashi told me she died after I was born.
Yes, of course. You shouldn't be asking about such things, May. If it weren't for this woman, you'd be safe at the shrine.
No, Grandma, you're wrong. I'm not safe while everyone lies to me. I'm going to see Takashi. If you don't tell me the truth, he will.
May, listen to yourself. You must stop. Opening the door to the past will solve nothing. Ever since you were little, I've done what I could to protect you and your brother. Please don't go down this path. You look so much like her, you know. Your mother. And you, detective. Perhaps my granddaughter is too naive to see it, but you can't hide it from me. I know what you've seen, what you think you're able to do, but keep my family out of it. We've suffered enough.
You don't know anything about me, and besides, I'm not the one hiding things from my family.
Tell me, do you know the story of Izanagi and Izanami?
Grandma, this again? I'm sure Ito's not interested in hearing some old myth. Really, we should get going.
Stay right there. Though I've told you this story so many times, you don't seem to grasp its importance. I think it would be of use to this woman to hear it. Izanagi and Izanami were the first of the gods, known to us as the kami. In legend, it was the drops of ocean water that fell from Izanagi's jeweled spear that created the islands of Japan. When they descended to our lands, they brought their love and devotion with them to the realms of the mortals. Izanagi and Izanami had many children, the deities of nature that inhabit the natural world all around us. For a time, life was peaceful. However, as Izanami gave birth to Kakutsuchi, the kami of fire, she was horribly burnt and suffered mortal wounds. As she lay dying and faced with her mortality, new kami were born from her suffering, kami that hid away from the light. When Izanami passed, Izanagi was inconsolable, and in his rage, he struck down the child that killed his love. Unable to accept her death, he ventured underground to Yomi no Kuni, the land of the dead. Half blind and distraught with grief, he wandered in the darkness until he finally heard the voice of his beloved. Though unable to see her face, Izanagi begged Izanami to return with him. Izanami replied that she would try and ask the gods of Yomi no Kuni permission to return to the land of the living. Incapable of restraining his desire to see his love, Izanagi set his comb alight in order to look upon his lost love. What greeted him was the sight of her decaying, worm-eaten face. In horror, Izanagi attempted to flee Yomi no Kuni. Izanami, enraged, sent dark spirits to pursue him and drag him back to her. After narrowly escaping,
Izanagi sealed the entrance to Yomi no Kuni with a great boulder. So you see, it is our mortality that brings suffering into the world, yet resisting it is a perversion of the natural order. Being mortal means we must accept that we cannot control life and death. Detective, some things cannot be changed, and some doors should never be opened. You must stop.
Grandma, you're talking about stories and myth. We're talking about real things.
The story may be a myth, but there's truth within it. Can't you see that? The things you pursue, they're unnatural, unclean. Heed my warning and stop this foolishness. I won't let you involve my family any further. First those bastards take my Emiko, then you show up. Perhaps I'm being punished for my sins. May, come here. Come here, my sweet child. We must keep you away from her.
No, Grandma, I told you already. I'm going to see Takashi. I'm an adult now. You can't tell me what to do anymore.
No, you can't. You can't go. We must protect our family from outsiders, May. You're reopening old wounds. Leave us alone. Let us heal.
Heal? You think I want to heal? Can't you see how much these lies have hurt me already? You're the one wounding me, Grandma, not Ito. You're delusional. You tell us stories about kami and spirits. Takashi might hide these things from me too, but at least he makes sense. This time he's going to tell me the truth about everything. About Mom and Dad too.
No, stop. I'll tell you how your parents...
You can't, can you? You never told me how they died. The reasons always change every time I asked.
No, May, please. You must listen. They might be listening. They're still out there and they haven't forgiven me. Can't you see?
Hey, what are you talking about? You're insane! I'm sorry. I'm sorry I spoke to you that way. I'll be back to check on you soon.
Don't go. Please.
Goodbye, Grandma.
Whew. Yikes.
I'm sorry. She's gotten much worse since you last saw her.
No, it's fine. Why do you think she told us that story?
About Izanagi? I don't know. It was kind of creepy, wasn't it? She was talking about it like she really believed it. Come on. Let's go see Takashi.
Whoa, where do you think you're going?
May and I are leaving. What of it?
Oh, well, you can't. I got a call from May's grandmother and she says she's having health issues, so she has to stay. I didn't ask what they were. Wouldn't want to be caught fainting on my shift again, but it must be pretty bad if she called.
May's an adult, and her grandmother can't keep her here. Let's go.
No, you don't understand. You're not going anywhere.
My only option is to use violence. Ito, what are you doing? Is he going to be okay?
He'll be up again in a few hours.
Why did he stop us like that? He's never done that before. Still, you shouldn't have done that.
He'll be fine. Let's go.
Wait, we can't just leave him here. What if he's hurt?
May, let's go. He might not be the only one who wants us to stop.
But...
Fine, let's go. The game didn't give me any other options. What was I supposed to do?
May, what are you doing here? Did she make you come?
It's not like that, Takashi. It was my idea. I asked her to come talk with you, but you sent her away.
This woman almost got you killed. You expect me to cooperate with her? Surely if you need to talk to me, you can come yourself. My sister doesn't need to be involved.
No. If I came alone, you just evade all my questions like you always do. Besides, there's something I need you to see.
See what? What are you talking about? Where did you get that? Put it away.
So you do know what it is. I knew you were hiding something from me.
That's not true. I wasn't hiding it. It's not something you ever needed to know about. Besides, why is she carrying it in the first place?
Wait, don't change the subject. This isn't about Ito.
May, I understand that you're upset with me, but we should talk about this another time. Furthermore, that mask has nothing to do with you.
You're wrong. Back in April, when May was held at knife point by another girl, it was this mask she was after. A mask your family is connected to.
Looking for it. I suppose I've been a fool to think I could keep the truth of our family's past away from you.
The past? Does this have to do with Mom and Dad?
Yes. And so much more. I first saw that mask when I was a child, before you were born. The truth is, it belonged to a cult called the Kamenakai, of which our parents were members.
A cult? You're kidding. How'd your parents get mixed up in that?
I know how it sounds. I find it hard to believe myself. They were a group led by a guru named Tokimasa, who promised a simpler life away from the hypocrisy and falseness of city life. Our parents both had master's degrees, and my mother was on her way to earning her PhD. They chose to give up their lives and their careers to follow some mystic and live on a compound instead. The Kamenakai were one of many such groups back then. I was a child and didn't understand, but thinking about how our parents were deceived and what they put me and May through, it's unforgivable. The mask was on the compound, but for what purpose or what they believed it could do, I don't know.
Do you think there are any members of the Kamenakai left who'd know?
No. You see, there are no surviving members. They died. All of them. Including our parents. I'm sorry. I don't remember much about it. One night, Grandma came into the room where we were sleeping, saying we had to go. The compound was in the woods, so it was dark and I could barely see, but she kept charging forward with May in her arms and me dragging behind. When we were back in Tokyo several days later, Grandma told me that our parents were dead. She didn't seem sad. It was as she expected it. The government censored much of what happened, so I was never able to learn how they died. Me and Grandma didn't speak of it, ignoring it as if my childhood and everything that happened in those woods was all a bad dream. If it weren't for her, we'd probably be dead with our parents. But ignoring it couldn't erase the anger I felt towards them. I wonder if they even cared what might happen to us. As a high schooler, I spent more time trying to find out about the Kamenakai than I did studying. I thought that if I could understand why my parents so willingly gave up their lives and abandoned us, I'd stop feeling so betrayed. But I was wrong. Nothing I found gave me any peace.
Mom and Dad died as part of some cult? I don't believe it.
It's true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I guess that in hiding it from you, I was able to hide away my feelings as well. I think for Grandma, it was too painful to talk about. I believe she took possession of the shrine in order to live a simpler life. We had to keep it secret, There's no way we could live a normal life with the stigma of the Kamenikai attached to us. I suppose keeping that secret hurt us both dearly. For me, pursuing kendo gave me some measure of control over my life again. But Grandma, who made a choice to leave her only daughter behind, she always seemed to carry the guilt of it with her. She started going out at night, babbling about how she was looking for Mom. When she'd come home, she would have a rotten stink on her clothes. I was too scared to confront her, so I tipped off the police. They found her wandering in the sewers, holding nothing but the mask. The same one from the cult compound all those years before, and the one you hold now. I was shocked when they gave it to me. I hadn't seen it for so long, and all the unpleasant memories from my past came flooding back. That was when I decided to leave Kamakura. It was the only way I could move on with my life.
That doesn't account for how the mask ended up with your grandmother in the first place.
I don't know how she got it. It seemingly appeared out of thin air, or maybe someone gave it to her. She never said. I left the mask with her. It always made me uneasy. It had a strange aura about it.
Wait. Grandma was looking for Mom? In the sewers? I don't remember any of this.
You were in the dorms at your school at the time. Grandma's strange behavior was part of why I insisted on you going to those private schools away from Kamakura. I couldn't drag you into the madness of our past. We parted ways without ever speaking of it, and she was much better by the time you returned to Kamakura. Detective, what exactly is it that you're looking for? Surely our family's history isn't of use to you.
I assume you've heard about what happened to my partner. This mask was there again when he died. It's more than an ornament. I need to know where it came from. If that's true, then I want to help. Your partner, he seemed like a nice person. No, May, you've helped plenty, but I have to do this on my own.
Ito is right. I apologize for not telling you all this sooner, but you can't be involved in something so dangerous. I already thought I'd lost you that day at the shrine. I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you now.
Alright. Thank you for finally telling me the truth, Takashi. I'll head back now. I hope you remember that I'm your sister. I may not remember the same things as you do, but we're still family. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for your help, May.
You're right, May. I'll come visit you soon. It looks like she's gone. May's not here. There's no need to be coy. No doubt taking possession of that mask has taken its toll on you. Even in the brief time I was in contact with it, I felt an immense darkness behind it. I had such strange dreams and saw things I never would have dreamed up on my own. There was always an unusual air about it, and I couldn't stand to be around. Maybe lying to May again makes me a hypocrite. All I know is I don't want her getting hurt. But like you said, I don't believe that mask is simply wood and paint, though I doubt anyone else would believe us. No one ever did, except for one man. On the street, there's an old tea shop. Perhaps you saw it on the way in? An old historian named Yasuhisa is there occasionally. He's the only one who ever acknowledged what I said about the mask as truth. If you're looking for information on the mask, he may be the best person to ask. I never pursued the topic with him, but I speak with him occasionally on other topics. His mind is a vault of valuable information.
Hopefully he can shed some light on what it really is.
I hope so. But please, Detective, be careful.
Hello, Izzy and Miles. Welcome to Lurking. How you do? Same thing.
Welcome, come in, do sit down. No need to be so formal and stand there like a statue. How can I help you?
Are you Yasuhisa? Takashi told me to come speak with you.
Oh, and how is Mr. Kawana? Still prickly as ever, I suppose. I've always found him to be wise beyond his years, though perhaps not by choice. I digress. My apologies. It's the quirks that come with old age, you know. Does Mr. Kawana think I can help? What does Mr. Kawana think I can help you with?
I'm looking into a few things related to the Kamenakai the group his family got mixed up in.
A more difficult answer than you might expect. You see, there are two groups that share that name. The first, as you know, is the religious group formed by the guru Tokimasa. The second is an ancient order, over 1,000 years old.
Oh, Jesus, why? Fuck. I hate... Ugh. Not even a jump scare. It didn't even pop. It didn't even, pop. Ugh, Jesus fucking Christ.
What is that you're holding?
I was told it's related to the Kamenakai, or the newer one, and that you could tell me about it?
That explains many things, child. The far-off look in your eyes, for one. I imagine you've had many questions. Masks are interesting, are they not? They're meant to be a disguise, and yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. In that sense, it is the mask that is more truthful than the human faces we hide underneath them. I wonder how you came to be in possession of an object with such a dark history.
I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that.
But that itself is the essence of history. Layers upon layers of personal connections that are continuously peeled back to their root. Relics like the one you hold often take unusual routes to where they end up.
Relic? If it's from the Kamenakai cult from the 90s, then I'd hardly call it a relic.
Misguided and deceptive as he was, Tokimasa was no fool. In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that he could control in order to manipulate his followers. The mask was what he chose, along with the name of the group that created it. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Only, I guess I was hoping you could tell me some other things about it.
For instance?
Like, why... now that I'm about to say it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry I bothered you.
Don't be silly. You wonder, for example, why holding the mask seems to take you to another place. Or perhaps why you can see visions that don't seem real. Why you feel a strong will exerting itself on you. Oh yes, I know all about those things too.
How could you know about that?
When Tokimasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject. Though unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena as the ravings of a madman when the phenomena repeats itself. Do you too look into the inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows?
Not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things I couldn't possibly have found otherwise.
Most interesting. Tell me, Detective. Apologies, do you mind if I call you that?
I don't remember telling you I was a detective.
My mistake. You must forgive me, a slip of the tongue. I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself have such a sense of purpose in their mannerisms, you see. You do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you any level of comfort?
I'm not sure. I do feel something. Maybe hope? It's like I finally got a foothold on solid ground.
Yes. Knowledge is a light in dark places, is it not? To think a relic of such import would end up with a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Which do you believe? That our lives are controlled by fate, pre-measured threads that determine our deeds, our wishes and our ends the minute we come into our existence? Or conversely, that our thread subject to the chaos inherent in the universe instead? Does it... Oh.
Is our thread subject to the chaos?
Does it change according to our deeds and that which happens to us seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decides which threads of life are cut short and which are followed?
Chance.
Yes, of course. Maybe you feel your life has been somewhat out of control as of late.
Control, huh? To be honest, I don't feel like I've had much of that since the mask came to me. You said that the mask was made by the old Kamenikai? Why? Confusing me can't be the purpose it was made for.
Ah, yes. A more complicated answer than you might have wished for. Indeed, it should come as no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. Perhaps you could do me a favor. Don't worry, it is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. If you could retrieve it for me, I feel it could shine a great deal of light on the subject.
What kind of book?
A book of the missing variety. Sorry, I jest. Concerns the mask bearer.
Mask bearer? Huh? That's me, right?
Although you carry it, that does not make you its bearer. All will become clear when the book is returned to me.
Sounds easy enough. Where can I start looking?
Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it is right outside the building. In fact, as I said, it's not much of an errand, and I, of course, cannot leave my shop.
He's right outside. This won't take long. I'll be right back.
The old tea shop next door. Isn't that place closed down?
Closed? That can't be right. What else do you know about it?
Your conjecture on this one, but I think it might be owned by the kendo instructor from the dojo down the street on account of him being the only one I ever see in there. You might not believe me, but I swear I saw him in there chatting away to himself. Possibly he's a little nuts. Then again, it might be some super awesome kendo meditation technique. Oh man, why didn't I think of that before? Next time I ought to ask him for some pointers instead of spying on him, huh? Word through the grapevine is that he's a regional champion or something. Has trained some of the best. Lots of cops train with him too, so he must be good. Maybe he's not so crazy after all.
Speaking of which, I've a bit of a crazy question for you. I know you said it was closed, but do you know anything about a book taken from there, maybe recently? I was led to believe you would.
Yeah, oh jeez.
Go on.
Like I said, the place has been empty for years, but, you know, I spend a lot of time outside of it, and half the time the door is wide open. So one day a few months back, I decided to take a look around. Nothing suspicious or nothing, I was just curious is all. Curiosity killed the cat, right? Anyway, it was all dusty and old, and there was all sorts of weird stuff laying around. So I, might have taken a little souvenir. I mean, it wasn't super old or nothing, so I figured no one would miss it. Besides, it wasn't for me. It was for my kid brother. The guy can get deep in the dumps sometimes, so I try to be on standby for when that happens, you know? I figured a little gift would cheer him up. And back then he was going through some particularly tough times. His bitch wife, pardon my language, miss, had left him and taken their kid daughter with her. He still doesn't talk about it, like he's in denial or something. It's
got off track again. I was heading to visit him with the ill-gotten book when I get this phone call saying he was in the hospital. He OD'd on expensive sake and sleeping pills. Thank God that idiot decided to do it at the bar he owns with the door unlocked. A customer came in and called an ambulance, and if it weren't for that, I'm not sure he'd still be here.
That's quite a story. Sounds to me like he wanted to be found.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he was trying to ask for help in his own way. In any case, I took the book to him while he was in the hospital. Tried to show him that even when he was at his lowest, there was someone out there trying to do something nice for him, you know? I think it helped, for a minute anyhow. Thought this guy's name was Naruto. Nope, it's Haruto. As soon as the doctors let him leave, he went right back to that toxic little bar. I hope he's okay. He's got issues, but he's my little brother and I worry about him. He's not been answering my phone calls lately. Originally, my brother's bitch ex-wife, sorry again, had the brilliant idea to put his skill to work in a cheap part of town. Despite that, he's been holding on to it with everything he's got. The place is slowly bankrupting him, but he won't let it go. All he has to do is sign some papers and move on, but he can't. Something about it has its claws sank deep into him. I've been trying to get him to join me in my business for years. He's a great chef and could make a killing. Maybe it's not the same as owning a whole bar, but serving passersby and getting some sunshine is good for the soul. Plus, food stands are really doing well abroad, I hear. Much better than wasting away in Shinjuku at any rate.
Shinjuku?
Yeah, a slimy little side street. Anyway, if that book is important to you, he's probably still got it at his place. You want the address?
Wait. I knew you looked familiar. Your brother's Daiso, right?
You know him. Small world. It's probably the smile on my face that threw you off. Tell him his brother Haruto says hi. While you're at it, tell him the takoyaki stands are still the future of cuisine and to get his butt over here.
I'll do that. Thanks for all your help. Going on an adventure. Going to Shinjuku.
I'm gonna need to get more water.
Hi, Ayami. How can I help you today?
Hey, Daiso. How are things?
Oh, you know, same old, same old.
Funny thing, I met your brother while I was in Asakusa today.
Haruto? You met Haruto? What are the chances?
Who knows? It was pretty random.
Huh. Who'd have thought? So, is he still selling takoyaki at a stand? Did he say anything?
He is. He said to remind you that takoyaki stands are the future of cuisine, and that you should go and help him.
Yeah, you talked to Haruto all right. Always the optimist, that guy.
I actually have a favor to ask you. Do you still have the book your brother gave you a few months ago?
The only thing that guy gives me is headaches. Not sure if I can help you, Ayami.
He said he gave it to you when you were in the hospital.
Oh, what makes you think I was in the hospital? I don't even go to the hospital for checkups. Besides, adults bringing me stuff all the time, always trying to drag me kicking and screaming over to where the grass is greener.
This would have been more recently, after a rough patch. Maybe it was stupid to come and ask.
Oh, no, it's fine. Oh, that idiot. Always running his mouth. Friggin' traitor. Those were just some hard times. Nothing serious. I just drank too much is all. I'm sorry, detective, but I don't want to talk about it.
Alright. Understood. I'm not here to dig up bad memories, Daiso.
Thanks. You said you were looking for a book, right? Truth is, I don't remember a book. I do remember Haruto giving me an old magazine, though, back in the hospital. It's one of those ones I used to read when I was younger, when things weren't quite so complicated. Wait there a second. I might still have it in the storeroom. Dang it. Sorry, Ayami. Hold on a sec. Amazing how much junk someone accumulates over the years. Maybe I should throw some of this old stuff out, huh? Ah, here it is. It's yours, detective. Huh? Hey, no wonder I recognize that photo you brought by. It's the same girl. An idol named Ruby.
Reina.
No, Ruby. See, it says right there on the cover. Pretty crazy it was still in my shop. Guess that means you're still looking for her. Wonder why we keep running into each other.
Weird luck, I guess.
I don't buy it. You're a hell of a detective. Must have a pretty sharp nose.
If you say so, Daiso. Do you mind if I take this?
Like I said, it's yours. About time I started getting rid of some of my old junk.
Thank you.
See you around, Ayami.
Take care, Daiso. My stats at.
Okay, we're still doing pretty good. My professionalism is going down, but it's fine. An idol named Ruby. Anyone here seen Love Live Sunshine? No, sorry. I do not. Have not.
Ah, welcome back, detective. Is that my book I see in your hands?
Guess I'm a little surprised. Are you trying to tell me Reina's the mask bearer you talked about? It's hard to believe.
Does it surprise you? After all, it is she who you see in the dark, is it not?
The dark. That's what the collector called it too. How did Reina get tied up in all this?
I only know that somehow the girl's path and the masks collided as if by chance. What circumstances led to this intersection are a mystery, I'm afraid. People always say history is something in the distant past, involving old men and black and white pictures. But that book and the girl are as much a part of history as the rest. The threads that connect the past to the present and people to each other are not always apparent. But peel back the layers of connection and the randomness of our universe neatly orders itself. A teen idol, an ancient order, the tool they created, and the detective who now holds it, all forming a neat and tidy line.
Reina was some sort of idol living in Tokyo, not part of a sleeper cell of some cult. It doesn't add up.
On that, detective, we can agree. So why don't we start at the beginning? To how the mask ceased to be a mere object. The story starts in ancient times in the year 1333. At that time, Kamakura was the capital of Japan. Led by the Hojo clan, it was a time of peace, prosperity, and enlightenment. Peace among men is cyclical, and like so many before them and so many after them, their time of peace came to an end. The Nita clan, loyal to Emperor Go-Daigo, led a siege against the Hojo-controlled Kamakura, taking the city as the tide receded, leaving a key passage open to the invaders. The Hojo clan fled to the caves of their family temple. For them, there was no hope of victory or escape. They chose to retain their honor. Instead of surrendering, the 870 Hojo samurai, including the last 3 regents, committed mass suicide. However, the Hojo and Nita clans, embroiled in their quest for empire, could not see the role they played in the plans of another group, the religious sect known as the Kamenakai. It is said that the flames of Kamakura, a girl, was seen wandering the streets, observing the carnage of the burning city. A girl lost to the histories by the name of Chikako Shichijo, the last survivor of the Kamenkai.
Okay, so whatever the Kamenkai were trying to do, they failed. I mean, they all died, right?
No, they did not fail. Everything went exactly as planned. Chikako Shichijo did not survive by chance. She was chosen.
Chosen for what?
To receive the blessing of all the spiritual energy that so much death afforded. To become the first mask bearer.
Mask bearer? The Kamenkai used the deaths of all those people to create this? Why?
Legend has it that the Kamenkai sought to contain the door, a rift leading to the spiritual realm where our consciousness ceases to be, and time holds no meaning. A place where cause and effect could be changed.
Why? Why spend so much human life and give up so much to do that?
To stop it from being abused. Imagine being able to see the world as a god, so that the flow of time and the rules which govern our world are of no consequence. This is the power of the door. To a mortal mind obsessed with the finality of death and meaningless accomplishment, such power would corrupt absolutely. A power over death. So a dark place was created to obscure the door and hide it from mortal eyes, along with a tool to control and see within the darkness.
It's true. All of it. It sounds like a fairy tale, but it's true. Finding the door could be the key to bringing Tanaka back.
Some doors, no matter how strong they call to us, are not meant to be open, and the Kamenkai willingly gave their lives to keep it that way. The mask opens the mind to all who come in contact with it, but it is intended for its bearer. Using it to find the door may destroy you.
Maybe you're right. But I could at least use it to find my way in the dark. Just like the collector said. The only thing I don't get is how Reina is connected to it.
That is a mystery. And as Mr. Kawana told you, the last known location of the mask was the Kamenkai cult only a few decades ago. Much was suppressed about the Kamenkai under Tokimasa. They existed. Then on March 4th, 1996, they met their end. There were many theories that the police killed them during their raid of the compound, that someone within the cult had snapped and murdered the others. Nothing but conjecture, I'm afraid. The real answer lies somewhere deep within police records, and though I remain curious, it's not something I have access to. Perhaps the best place to start is there. Finding out about the last days of the Kamenkai may help light your path to the truth. Though I wonder if such an object bred from suffering can truly put an end to it. It is you who can finally break... Is it you who can finally break this terrible cycle? I've spent a long time here. I'm tired. So tired. Farewell, detective.
Interesting indeed.
Sitting there comfortably, the historian Yasuhisa casually laid out everything that I've experienced, like he was reading it out of a book. A mass suicide, ancient groups, and a door to the spiritual realm. It sounds like a myth, an interesting story told to travelers in a bygone era. It's hard to believe it relates to Kazuki and Reina. I can't see it, the bridge between Kamakura samurai and a young girl. He said Reina fit into the story. She's a mask bearer. But how? Yasuhisa, the collector. I thought when I'd met them I'd entered their world and could start to understand, however faintly. But my intuition as a detective tells me they're hiding something from me still. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I need to keep going. What day is it anyway? How long have I been chasing these leads? Day turns to night, the hours lead into each other, even the seasons don't seem to follow the natural order anymore. Everything's blurring together. Ugh, my head. Maybe I should take my medication? Impossible as it seems, following the old man's hunch is my best bet to finally understanding the mask. Even Takashi didn't know what had happened to the Kamenkai. Finding the police report is the way forward. A few weeks ago, it would have been easy for me to ask around and pull a file. It'll be a bit more difficult now, I imagine. What's the worst that can happen? I should head to Police HQ and see what I can find. I think my sanity's okay. I don't need to go take my stuff. Oh, it won't let me anyway.
No shit. You've gotta be kidding me. Funny. Me and some of the other guys were just talking about you after practice the other day. Specifically, we're taking bets how long it would be before you showed your face again. Shame. You coming in here now cost me 10,000 yen. Not that it matters. Ever since you left, things are looking up for me. Won the last department kendo tournament, and I've been enjoying my promotion. Oh yeah, thanks for the new office, by the way. Anyway, non-active duty cops, or you, in other words, ain't allowed in HQ right now, so what do you want?
Not talking to you. I need a favor.
Oh man, this just keeps better. This just keeps getting better and better. Begging me for a favor, huh? Kind of figured you might someday. So what do you want me to do, Ito? Sneak into evidence locker? Steal your gun back for you? Like I'd do anything for you. The brass have already told everyone in the damn station to steer clear of you. You're considered bad luck for people's careers. Well, myself excluded, I suppose. Wouldn't expect anyone to do you any favors from here on out if I were you. And I'd rather not people see us talking and think that we're all friendly or something. Now get out before I have to call someone down here.
Not threatening. We're not threatening him. That's stupid. That's big, silly, dumb energy. That would be a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. What if I talk to... What if I talk to Takashi?
I'm surprised to see you back. How can I help you, detective?
I was told your dojo trains a lot of people in the police.
That's right. I train many of them personally.
Do you know Akira Taira, a detective from Tokyo HQ?
Ah, yes, Detective Taira. I know him quite well. A man with a great deal of innate talent in martial arts. Though that talent is offset somewhat by his, how to put this? Brash personality.
Brash is a very diplomatic way to put it. Sorry to put you on the spot, but Taira's about the only usable link I've got left in the police force, and one person who's trying to stop me the most. Seeing as you train with him all the time, I was hoping you might, know something that would change his mind, if you know what I mean.
Are you asking me to help you blackmail Taira? Beyond the obvious reasons why I wouldn't help you do that, I also happen to think it won't work. You may be surprised to hear this, but Detective Taira actually lives a fairly straightforward life. His excesses are nothing that would draw any scrutiny, at least not from his fellow officers. I hear he's engaged to be married soon as well.
Someone actually agreed to marry that slime? Oh, that poor girl.
Yes, a very nice girl. Apparently they're quite happy together.
Oh yeah? We'll see how long that lasts.
May I ask what exactly Tyra did to make you feel so strongly?
Did to me? You should be asking him that. Ever since I started, he's looked down on me and never missed a chance to remind me how he felt. I ignored him because I figured if I worked hard enough and earned my promotion, it would shut him up once and for all.
You eventually got this promotion, I take it. Well, did he shut up like you thought?
No, he got worse. It started with him spreading rumors about me sleeping around in HQ, and there were various complaints to my supervisor. He couldn't stand that I'd won. It's all fallen apart now, though, huh? He got my old job, and every time I see him, he has that smug grin on his stupid face like he's mocking me.
So you hate the fact that, at least in his mind, he was right.
Something like that. Tyra's not the first person to think a woman didn't deserve the promotion I got, but it stung a little extra when he ended up at my desk.
Yes, I thought as much.
You're not saying you think that brown-nosing, womanizing, lazy, good-for-nothing asshole actually deserves my spot, are you?
No, I can't judge the inner workings of a police force, but from what I've heard, it certainly wouldn't be the first time an officer didn't earn their promotion honestly. Often I watch my students spar, and I always notice an interesting trend. Usually, the outcomes of matches have nothing to do with their skill.
Is there a moral at the end of the story?
Patience, Ito. You see, two students will face each other, but before they even draw their swords, they've decided the outcome. Students rank each other and themselves based on practice, their social status, their schools, or any number of things before they even enter my dojo. A student perceiving himself as stronger will always be more relaxed, more ready to attack, while the student he's resigned themselves to defeat desperately defends. It's not skill or merit that wins the battle, it's expectations. You see where I'm going with this?
I do, but I'm not sure if I like it. You're saying that unless I can break Tyra's perception of me, I'll keep losing, right?
Exactly. For a man like Tyra, who expects certain things of women, you've defied him at every turn, but...
if I suck up to him and play the part, it might throw him off guard enough for me to win this fight. Sound about right?
Very perceptive. Here, this should help.
Sake.
It's a gift.
Wow, that's so flattering. I barely even know you. I suppose in order to degrade myself to scum like Tyra, I could use a drink.
It's not for you. It's for Tyra.
Oh, and here I was thinking you were being nice.
This is a very expensive brand. As a matter of fact, it's Tyra's favorite. A gift for his promotion.
A promotion he stole. A promotion into my position. Ito, take a hint. Read the subtext. Read the subtext. You got the moral. You got it. You just said what the moral of the story was. It's here. This is your in, Ito.
Think of it as a way to throw him off balance. You can't strike at his heart until he drops his guard, after all. You know how to play the role he expects of you. I suspect you know the type of woman he likes.
Huh. Much as it pains me to admit, that might work. Thanks for the sake. Okay, so we did get it. Okay, now we talk about the historian. I spoke to Yasuhisa, the historian.
Oh, good. And...
Takashi... what is he?
I don't understand your question.
He's one of them.
Them. Ito, are you alright? He's just an old man. What else would he be?
No, Takashi, you must have noticed. There's something off about him. Like the collector, but no, not exactly like him.
I'm not sure what Yasuhisa told you to scare you like this, but I've known him for years. He's a bit eccentric and too philosophical for his own good, but he's harmless. Allow me to offer some advice. What you're feeling right now, it's not him. It's you. The more time I spent researching the Common Kai in the past, the more I began to feel the world had gone mad. But it didn't. It continued to turn on its axis as it always does. It was me who became unhinged. You could always walk away, Detective Ito. Some mysteries aren't worth solving.
I'm not gonna drink the sake. Game? I'm not gonna drink the sake. This game just wants me to make bad choices.
大変失礼いたしました。
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm sorry.
That's it, Ito. I've heard enough of your... Wait. What?
You heard it right, Tyra. I'm sorry. You're a good detective, and I never did congratulate you on your promotion. Here. This is for you.
I get it. So you think bribing me's gonna work, huh? Kenomichi? Is that a bottle of Kenomichi? No way, it sells out in weeks. Even my family rarely managed to get a bottle, and they knew the people to ask. How'd you get it?
That's not important. Consider it an apology for how I've treated you in the past. I present this to you as a way to formally hand over my old position to you. It's clearly in better hands now.
But... Ito. Sit up, will ya? Ito, it's fine. Just sit up already. Okay, I accept your apology. Hell, I didn't know you felt that way. I mean, in light of recent events and all, it's long overdue. Guess with all the, stress you've gone through, the delay is understandable. Glad you finally learned to manage your emotions appropriately.
Thank you for your kind words, Detective Tyra. Once I return to the department, I know I'll have much to learn from you.
Hey, it's a little early for that talk, don't you think? We don't even know if they'll let you back in the force after the hearing.
Yes, I suppose you're right, Detective. I shouldn't have spoken so brashly.
Laying it on thick. Ito, stop that, please. Always thought you'd be a better cop if you listened to your fellow detectives a bit more. Suppose there's a lot you have to learn from me, eh?
I know you're right, Detective Tyra. I was so brash before. That's probably how I ended up here.
But, yeah, no problem. Thanks for dropping this by, Ito. Tell you the truth, it's been a tough time for all of us. It's better to stick together. We're on the same team after all, right? Maybe once you back me and you can partner up?
One can only hope I'll be so lucky.
Right. Look, I gotta get back to my office. You need anything else?
Well, I was thinking, but... Oh no, I couldn't possibly bother you. You're so busy.
It's fine, I can handle it. Go on.
Well, I know I shouldn't be, but I've been doing a little research. In an unofficial capacity, you know? I was wondering if you could pull a file for me?
You know I can't give you access to the system. You're suspended, and besides, it'd be against regulations, and... I guess if you stay on that side of the counter, I could get Ishibashi to help you. Don't think this means we're best friends or anything. It's just repayment for the Ken no Michi.
Oh, thank you, but Tyra... Detective Tyra, I wouldn't want to impose on your busy schedule.
against stand up. Saki, I'm going back to my office. Look up the file Ito wants, log the search query to my name. Got it?
Yes, sir. Of course.
I'll be in my new office all afternoon, so direct calls there. Clear?
Yes, sir. I think he's gone. Damn, Miami. I mean, I've twisted some guys around my finger before, but that was something else. Don't think it'll take long to get your office back if you can keep working that magic. Miami, listen to me very closely. It's very, very important you train me how to do that for professional purposes. I think you're all right on your own, Saki. Oh, fine. Be that way. Anyway, you've got Tyra's sign-off. What did you want me to look up for you? On March 4th, 1996, there was a raid on a compound belonging to a cult called Kamenkai. I'd like the official report plus anything else you can find on it. Wow, that's some heavy reading material. I'll get right on it, boss. Doesn't seem like there's much to go on here. Looks like there's only one file. Righto, I'll put it on a USB for you so you can take it with you. Just don't tell anyone. Here you go. Thanks, Saki. I owe you one. You owe me more than one, Ayami. See you around.
Ito fucking sold that. Fucking bent him over backwards. Let's read about Kamenkai.
Something doesn't smell right. There's a raid on a compound and all that's left is this lone debriefing? Doesn't add up. Not to mention so much of what is here is redacted. Officers arriving at the scene found 12 people dead on arrival, including Tokimasa and Mei's parents. Where are the details about how they died? Not to mention the report itself is filed almost a week after the raid, so why aren't there any autopsy reports? Says here 2 children and 1 adult are believed to be missing. That must be Mei, Takashi, and their grandmother. Guess that means Takashi was telling the truth after all. So many people have been hiding information from me, it's almost a relief. Still, for such a short report, it raises a whole lot of questions. The list of the dead, their causes of death, if there were other survivors, what else they found. It's all lost. Even the location of the compound has been classified. All I know is that the mask was found in the middle of a pile of dead bodies. What the hell happened here? Why was it covered up?
Alright, so the debriefing incident report. Reporting officer, redacted. Agency bureau, redacted. Address, redacted. Date of incident, 4th of March, 1996. Date of report, 9th of March, 1996. Time of incident, approximately 05:5500. Tasked with raiding compound belonging to cult known as Kamenkai, located in redacted. Mission details redacted. Arrived to discover 12 bodies, DOA, near compound, including cult leader Shinji Umezawa, aka Tokimasa. Other bodies included 6 females and 3 other males of varying ages, along with 2 children. Cause of death redacted. 2 other children and 1 adult considered missing may be dead. Other survivors redacted. Personal effects collected at scene of crime include mask and several other ritual objects. Result: raid considered a success. Cult known as Kamenkai's activities have ceased. Surviving members have been rescued. Fishy, fishy indeed.
The report is unclear, but it seems something terrible happened at the Kamenkai compound. No doubt the mask had a part to play in those 12 people's deaths in one way or another. It found its way to Reina afterwards. Ah, thank you for the hydrate for the fishies. She said she was searching for the door, which means her connection to it was no mere coincidence either. The collector said the path in the dark would never reveal itself unless I understood her past. The report is a dead end for now, but he gave me another lead. A talent agency called Omega in Kabukicho. It's not a whole lot to go on, but maybe I'll find the connection I need to connect the dots. For now, all I can do is go to Kabukicho and ask around. My sanity is fine. Let's go to Kabukicho. Ah. I think we're in the red light district. The collector mentioned a talent agency by the name of Omega here in Kabukicho with ties to Reina. Unless there's a big sign advertising it, which I highly doubt, I'll need to ask around to find it. Based on the dragon motifs and general vibe around the building, I guess this place is no normal bar. Who knows how many other places around here have the Yakuza dip their fingers into. Three faces in uniform that I don't recognize, though I doubt they'll have a hard time recognizing me. The way they're huddled around, it hardly looks like they're doing much police work. More than a few violations probably pass under their noses, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone slips them a bit of cash on the side to ignore them. Majima runs past. Actually, I think Kiryu is the one who's technically in the red light district. Kamurocho is, I think Kabukicho. Based on Kabukicho. Cops like that probably wouldn't give me any trouble, and they definitely aren't going to blab to their superiors about seeing me in Kabukicho. Kiryu fucking Dexa, dude. Seems this club is pretty popular, and it already has a lot of customers. Maybe talking to some of the regulars would give me a good idea of where to start looking for Omega. Can I ask you something?
Whoa, 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 I wasn't doing anything. You're a cop, right?
Nope, you've got me all wrong. I'm looking for a talent agency by the name of Omega. Why'd you think I was a cop?
Whew, only cops ask that many questions right off the bat. Well, that your costume with me, fool. Just want to be careful walking around like that.
Oh, I got it. You're some kind of performer, right?
What are you doing looking for Omega? Omega's a rotten wash. You won't get any work from them.
Well, we're not, sweetheart. It just so happens I work for one of the best agencies in town.
We handle all types. Models, performers, actors, you name it. Even a mature woman such as yourself will have no trouble finding work through us. That is, if you're fine with the staying in costume.
My lucky day.
That's the spirit. Have a drink with me, babe. I'll get you signed up. I'm sure we can find work for you in no time.
Well, like I said, I'm looking for Omega. A friend of mine recommended them, so it'd be rude not to talk to them at least, right?
If you ask me, your friend's got no taste. You shouldn't waste your time with those losers. No one's even seen their faces around for months. Word on the streets is they ran up a bit of debt with the wrong people, if you know what I mean. Anyway, you didn't hear that from me. You know where I am if you want a real chance, babe.
Her Columbo costume is very convincing. Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure, you don't need my permission.
You heard of an agency around here called Omega?
Omega? No, doesn't ring a bell. Why? What's it to you?
I'm looking for a missing girl.
Missing, huh? Was she foreign? Working for a nightclub? Maybe working for some of the other types of clubs.
I don't remember asking your opinion on the girl, only if you knew about the agency.
Either way, answer's the same. I don't know no Omega, and you probably won't find her even if I did. Girls go missing all the time around here, catch my drift.
Care to be more specific?
No, I don't. Don't think you delicate taps could handle it. Let's just say not everyone is as nice as the ladies in these places as I am, and leave it at that. Stir the pot with questions like that and you're bound to end up in trouble, so if you want help, go ask someone else.
Hello, can you spare a minute?
Whoa! How long you been standing there?
Me? I just got here. Why so jumpy?
Sorry, there was a big scary guy with Sky here a little before you. He acted friendly enough, but he made me feel a little uneasy. He kept asking me what I was doing here, and if I wanted to go somewhere and have a drink with his friends. Honestly, I've been waiting for a good moment to duck out.
I think you made the right decision by staying put, if you ask me. You ever heard of a talent agency around here by Omega, any chance?
Omega? Nah, never heard of it. I'm actually not ever in this part of town. A friend of a friend invited me out here for a few drinks, but she hasn't shown a face yet. It's starting to stink of some sort of weird setup. Anyway, I still have some pride, so I'm not gonna tuck my tail and run just yet. Look fine that agency, whatever you're looking for. And if you see that guy I mentioned earlier, watch your back.
Evening. You know anything about a talent agency called Omega? I heard they were based here.
Are you insane?
It's not like I'm asking you to take me there personally. What's the issue?
You do know where you are, don't you? Omega ran up against the same people in this club, and they lost. Mifune takeovers already racked up quite the body count, and I don't plan on being added to it. I'm not sure who you're working for, but you've come at a bit of a sensitive time. If I were you, I'd turn around and walk out that door. Tell, she probably killed him too.
Killed who?
Him. You know, him. Higashi, the owner of Omega. Everyone knew he owed the Mifune family a small fortune. Word on the street is that there's been a little spring cleaning of any disloyal retainers. Do I need to spell it out for you? Good. I've already said too much and you should stop asking around, too. You never know who's listening.
Hey, can I ask you something? About a talent agency called Omega? You know anything? Alright, I'll take that as a no.
Cool.
Hey, do you know this area?
What?
I had a question about...
What? Speak up. I can't hear you. The speaker's right there. You're gonna have to talk louder.
I'm looking for an agency.
You're looking for a vacancy? At what?
No, and...
You what?
I'm looking for information about Omega Talent Agency. Do you know anything?
Whoa. You really shouldn't shout things like that around here. Excuse me, miss. We're hoping you might join us next door. Consider it an invitation from an admirer. Besides, it's much nicer venues than this town. Yeah, in fact, we'd be happy to escort you.
This guy's the Yakuza. Definitely a Yakuza. I know better. Ah, beans. Ah, beans.
think I have to ask. Ah, beans. Ah, fuck. Oh, goddamn. Dude's wearing Kiryu's outfit. Of course he's Yakuza. Almost Kiryu. He doesn't have a terrible gold chain shirt or cheap red abomination. Oh man. What do you think? We're just businessmen doing our business. Sure. Good answer. Follow us. Oh God. I hope we don't die. Welcome. Come in. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kasumi Mifune. I appreciate you coming by to talk. Your thugs didn't give you much of an option. The hell you think you are calling me a thug? We're businessmen. You got set? Oh, I've got it alright, but I don't think that dressing in a suit makes you any less of a thug. Say another word, you cop, bitch. Enough. You say another word and I'll make you wish you hadn't. Now get out. Both of you. His name is also Kazu? So this man is definitely a Kazuma Kiryu joke. Like, 100% full stop. This is a Kazuma Kiryu joke. Is that a tattoo or a shirt? Because either way it looks great. We'll see again when her sprite comes back. Yes, boss. I think they're tattoos. Yeah, I think she's got full sleeves and like full chest sleeve back tattoo. Very cool. Kasumi's tattoo looks a lot like Majima's. I don't know. No, Majima has like a big. This looks like oh my god, I'm blanking. Kiryu's brother. Nishiki. Nishiki has koi. Majima's got like the face. I can't think of what it's called, but he's got like the face. But Nishiki has the koi. My apologies. The quality of help you can find these days isn't quite up to the standard that it was in my father's time. Wild dogs can be difficult to train, but they'll come around. Even if I have to beat it into them. Sit down. Relax. Can I get you a drink? No thanks. Then, I see. Then excuse me while I pour one for myself. Why don't you skip the small talk and you tell me while I'm here? I'm getting to that. Seems you're a woman who doesn't like to waste time. Good. As luck would have it, neither am I. Let's get right to it. A short while ago, a couple of men downstairs ran up to tell me about you. A cop had walked past my bar and into one of my nightclubs. Then I hear you've been sniffing around asking about one of my investments. Investments? You mean Omega? Smart girl. Tell me, Hayami Ito, why is it that a cop is going around asking pointed questions like that? More curious still, not just any cop, but a publicly shamed cop on leave. A shamed cop who's had a history of... How do they word it? Ah, yes. A history of psychotic episodes. How do you know all that? We all have friends, Detective Ito, and when detectives are wandering around my part of the city, my friends tell me everything I want to know. Honestly, you don't seem all that crazy to me.
As to why you're after Omega, let's say you piqued my interest. Sorry, look at us. You said no small talk, and here we are, off in the bushes somewhere. Let's get back on track, shall we? As you're not acting in any official capacity, it's safe to say that no one knows you're here, correct?
No, I suppose they don't.
In your position, I might have tried to lie, but I appreciate the honesty. It was a rhetorical question anyway. I know for a fact that no one's coming for you. Funny. You don't strike me as a stupid type, and yet you willingly entered a den of vipers. If you valued your neck staying on your shoulder, surely you wouldn't have done something so reckless.
You can skip the threats. If you wanted to do something to me, you'd have already done it. Plus, you're smart enough to know not to hurt a cop, even one in my position.
Good. I like you. Given your prickly demeanor, I doubt you're working with one of my competitors, and you're definitely not here for your police buddies. Okay, I give up. I have to know, what exactly is it you want to know about Omega?
I'm looking for this girl. Her name is Reina. I was told she was involved with the agency somehow. I want to know what happened to her.
How very noble of you. Figuring that out might be difficult, as I'm afraid Omega is an extremely recent acquisition. To get back farther, you'll have to talk to its president and former owner, a man called Ichi Higashi. As it so happens, that makes two of us who'd like to have a word with him. Like peas in a pod, us two. Unfortunately, when he handed over the business, he became a bit... how should I put it? Forgetful about his outstanding debts to us, and the poor thing is so scared of me he's ignoring all my calls. Probably think I'd do something awful to him if I found him. I can't imagine how he'd get that idea. Can you? Maybe he'd prefer talking to a police officer instead of talking to me?
I'm not some green recruit. I know how this works by now. What's the catch? You'd never tell me where he was and send me on my way for nothing.
Of course I wouldn't. You'll have to prove to me that you can be trusted first. There's someone else I need you to talk with. A bit of a softer target than Higashi. Pretty good deal, right? Everything you're looking for in one exchange for one little job. Just one job. Oh, don't make this more difficult than it has to be. You'll agree eventually, so why fight it? I know a lot about you. Top of your class and one of the best detectives on the force. You wouldn't let something as pesky as morals get in the way of good information, would you?
I've heard about you too, Kasumi Mifune. Or more accurately, I've heard about your father.
As you should. My father was a good man. It's not surprising you know more about him than me. That'll change soon enough. I won't be a footnote in his story much longer. My father always undervalued the power of information, but I really get to know the people I associate with. You, for instance. If you aren't dating by the end of this, I'm suing. Everything you've done paints the picture of someone who's very determined and very desperate to find this girl of yours. Don't let other people tell you otherwise, Detective. I think those traits are a wonderful combination. However, it also means you don't have a whole lot of bargaining power right now. If you don't want to work with me, it's fine. You can go home and quietly overdose on whatever medication they got you taking instead. Furthermore, I could just refuse your request altogether, but that'd be so boring. We both need something, so let's help each other instead. Do the job I ask, and I'll tell you what I know about little Higashi. As I was saying, like him, there's another business owner in Akihabara who is unfortunately behind on her payments as well. Such a shame, too. I really wanted a straightforward relationship with this one. See, I help out a few things. In exchange, she kicks back a little of her business. Sometimes we send over new contracts to renegotiate the terms of our mutually beneficial relationship. Sadly, She's neglected to sign the newest one.
I'm not a cop. I'm a cop, not some Yakuza debt collector. Do it yourself. Suspended cop.
You can't parade your badge around as proof that you're some white knight anymore. Due to the recent, transition of power, I can't do it myself just this minute. The dogs at Tokyo Police Headquarters start panting whenever me or any of my men are seen outside Kabukicho. I'm not asking you to club someone's head in. I'm only asking you to give them a friendly reminder to keep up to date on their paperwork. Easy, right? Here, take it. Do this for me, and I'll feel a lot more comfortable giving out information about Omega. Also, I'll remind you, with your impending review, it would be unseemly if it got out that you were meeting with Yakuza. Wouldn't it? Blackmail, huh?
That's such an ugly word, and here I thought we were becoming friends. No. I'm just stating the facts of the situation is all.
The business you're going to is a cat cafe in Akihabara. Kazu can give you the address on the way out.
Wait, a cat cafe or
what? A cat cafe. What else would it be?
Well, a cat cafe or a cat-made cafe.
What?
Are we talking about cats or people dressed like cats? Because
a freaking cat cafe. Actual cats. Adorable, fluffy, precious cats. Why the hell would I invest in some stupid maid cafe? Cats. Normal cats. Damn it, now I'm all worked up. Look, get that goddamn contract signed and we'll talk. Listen. It was an important question. They're like right next to each other. I needed to know. Alright, we're going back to Akihabara. Jose Kose, or JK for short. Why fantasize about a high school student when you can pay money to date them for real? Does anyone actually believe it's all that innocent?
kitty cats. Welcome back. I think Tomo remembers you. There's Tomo. Yo, Tomo. He must be appreciative of all your help to make him feel better. Although, I've had to stop the deliveries of sashimi. Even the smell seems to set off his bowels. And the quirk added to an already quirky character. Maybe it's a sign you were right about the fish.
Yeah.
Listen. We need to talk.
Can we take Tomo with us and leave him in front of the text boxes for the rest of the game?
Okay, sure. Why the serious face? What's wrong?
I need you to sign this.
Sign? Sign what? No, it can't be. You work for Kasumi?
It's not like that.
You come in here holding the same contract she showed me 2 days ago and tell me to sign it. What does that sound like to you exactly?
Yeah, I know what it sounds like, but I'm telling you, I don't work for her.
Then you don't care about me or the cats. That's even worse. Please don't make me sign.
Sachiko?
Please, you have to help me. The amount of money they've asked for is out of hand. I'm doing well for now, but if they got their way, I'd be out of business. You have to tell Kasumi. Please. Tell her that if this place closes down, all these cats, there will be no place for them to go. The poor kitties. They'd be put down. I can't support them myself. I don't think animal services would let me keep them. I couldn't live with myself if that happened. I'm begging you, Ito. Don't do this. Damn it. It doesn't matter what I need from her. I can't make you sign this in good conscience. Hooray! I knew good would prevail in the end. Thanks. How'd you get mixed up with that woman anyway? I need some information from her. You should be careful. I don't know about her, but her thugs are dangerous. Last time they were here, I heard them talking about having to teach a girl from another cafe a lesson or something. Makes me feel sick thinking about it. What else would you expect from guys like that? Breaking legs is probably all they're capable of outside of grunting and drinking. Call me naive, but I don't know how someone can be so two-faced. When I started seeing her face in the papers lately, I couldn't believe it. Surely that ruthless woman they were talking about couldn't be the Kasumi I knew. Or so I thought. Guess it's like you said. A tiger can't change its stripes, right? Maybe so. At any rate, you should probably be more careful about who you trust in the future. Sorry. I didn't mean to wrap you up in all this. But thank you for not making me sign. So what's your plan? I'm not sure if I really have one. Maybe I can appeal to her kinder self? If she really is a cat lover, I'm sure she wouldn't want to see the little guys hurt, right? Oh no. I've really gone and got myself into trouble, haven't I? Maybe I should go instead. The contract was given to me, so I better deal with it myself. Plus, I get the impression that being confined by the cops hasn't put her in a great mood. I'm sure you don't agree, but I still think there's something good in her. Sometimes I can't help but wonder if she'd be doing all these things if she didn't grow up into that life. And all the kitties loved her when they played with her. Cats are such good judges of character. I somehow don't think her treatment of animals correlates too much with her treatment of people. Oh, I'm suddenly starting to feel a little queasy thinking about going back there without the contract. Damn it, Ayami. You've really gotten yourself into one this time, haven't you? No point in dwelling on it now. I've made my mind up, and I can't run Yakuza debt collections just because I'm in a tight spot. Take care. Don't worry, my kitties are never wrong in judging someone's character. Yeah, sure. I'll think of something, but I need you to lay low and maybe close up shop for a while until I sort something out. Oof. Oh, the Yakuza are gonna fucking kill me. Hey, what are you doing here? Go back. Oh my god! Natalie, you were joking! But Tomo's coming with us! Honestly, little one, I don't want you to get hurt. Go home. Tomo's gonna help us talk to Kasumi. Going back to Kabukicho. Oh my lord. Welcome back. I assume you took care of that little nuisance for me? I didn't have her sign it. I couldn't in good conscience ruin someone's life like that. Let me explain something to you. If I give you something to do, you don't come back until it's done.
What, you think you're some sort of moral crusader? Helping out the little guy? What'd she tell you anyway? She was a small-town girl who couldn't keep up with the big meanies in Tokyo? Put it that way, I guess I do sound like I'm asking a bit much. Did she tell you about all the cats that kept escaping? The ones that wandered into nearby businesses? How about the heaps of trash that were piling up around the place? If it weren't for me getting people off her back and cleaning up the place, those cats would probably be dead by now. What we have here, Detective, is a trust issue. You were too quick to take the other side because of who I am, or at least who you think I am. Pity. Kazu.
Yes, boss.
Take Ito outside and show her what happens when people disappoint me. Don't be too rough. I don't want a repeat of last time. Oh, and leave her face alone. I'd hate for someone to see a black eye and think she might be worthy of sympathy. Keep her jacket here. I like it. It's very chic. Did you know my friends tell me when all the police raids are coming? It's pretty handy, really. As a matter of fact, there's one scheduled for tomorrow. I'll be gone, of course, but if they were to find this jacket, well, who knows what they'd think. It would be a pity if someone recognized it. Kazu, escort her out. Good luck finding that stupid little girl. Hold on, Kazu. Ito, who is this? He's, I guess he's a stowaway from the cat cafe. He is, huh? I see. I love him. Yes! Tomo! Look at that squishy little face! I can't have a detective beating around such a cute little face. What's his name? Beaten? Oh, I think his name is Tomo. Tomo? That's not much of a name for a man, is it? I shall call you Mr. Marshmallow. About that blackmail and, beating? Oh, that? Forget it. Really? Oh, good. Oh, Ito, lighten up. You're not a liability unless you start talking to your cop friends. And you wouldn't do that, would you? No, they likely wouldn't believe me at this point anyway. My thoughts exactly. So cheer up. How can you stay mad when these big eyes and those little feet? Oh, look at you. And I look at you and I see a woman whose priorities are all wrong, Ito. You don't appreciate what you have, only what you're looking for. That's it. That is, until you find it, but then what? What's left? That said, I was serious about one thing. If you talk to any cops about my business or about my, affections for cats or anything like that, Kazu might pay a visit to your apartment and pick up where he left off. But who wants to think about all the logistics of dismembering and disposing of a detective's body when you've got these little whiskers rubbing against you? Huh. Sachiko was right. You do genuinely love cats. So why make her sign a contract that would end with her having to put the cats down? Sachiko isn't as perfect and cute as she seems. She might love her cats, but she has strange ways of caring for them. She owes me a great debt. It's my right to collect it. If her cafe shut down, I'd make sure those cats have a home. Though I can't say the same for their owner. This job is about tough decisions, not legal ones like you cops make. In my business, you have to sleep with the choices you make, not leave them at the door when you hand the case over to the courts. Mr. Marshmallow likes being picked up. Oh, he is pretty cute. I'm not sure if you meant for this outcome, but I have to say you have some guts coming back like you did. I thought you'd be another pushover cop to keep in my pocket. I underestimated you. And in doing so, I've given you information on one of my weaknesses. It's funny, really.
I spend so much time making sure I'm not seen as the weak woman that all these men expect me to be. I don't feel like myself sometimes. Something I'm sure you understand quite well. Tell you what, I'll let you have that one little weakness of mine. It's only fair. I know so many of yours, after all. In a different life, maybe we could have been friends. Or lovers. What was that?
Nothing.
Kazu, stand down for now. Ito, consider yourself lucky. I'll let you keep your jacket tonight. Understood, boss. Alright, forget the cat cafe contract. I'll get one of my boys to deal with it later. What is it you wanted again?
I want to speak to Omega's company president, Higashi, about a girl who signed to his agency. She can come to my apartment and play with Mr. Fluffy Bottom.
That's right. Our missing agency president and one of his many projects. What a despicable little man. I'll tell you now, I had no problem taking control of the business from him. I left him as president to keep a few of his clients happy. A decision I regret now. Okay, hold on.
I heard my dog barking, so I'll be right back. I promise. Don't go anywhere. Hello, I am back. The dog has been taken care of. She is fed and watered and relieved. Great.
Did you kill him? Where is he?
Unfortunately, I'm just as in the dark about where he disappeared to as you, I'm afraid.
A deal's a deal, though. While you were out, I got an address to one of his old hideouts and the code to get in. I can't guarantee you'll find anything there, but I said I'd tell you what I knew, and that's what I know.
You haven't sent one of your stooges to check it out for you?
Stooges? I like you, but don't push it. As I said earlier, me and my men can't afford to be spotted right now, especially in an area getting so much special attention.
Special attention? Doesn't Kabukicho get enough attention on its own?
Kabukicho is what it is. But this isn't in Kabukicho. This particular spot got its reputation and subsequently its extra police patrols a bit more recently. In fact, I hear there's still an ongoing investigation going on there. I heard you'd be intimately familiar with that area and the incident that happened there. My condolences on the loss of your partner, Detective Tanaka, by the way. All the papers were rushing to make you out to be incompetent or worse yet, some sort of psychotic killer. Maddening, isn't it? My friends in the police headquarters say you two were close. It's no way to lose someone you love. I suppose it's not too much to ask what really happened. Was there really someone there that night?
Thanks on the condolences. But what happened on that night isn't something I want to discuss right now.
Suit yourself. Let's change the subject back to Higashi. I did a bit of digging to find that address. Seems he was keeping a second hideout in Shinjuku under a fake name. Now that we know where it is, he probably knows too. I highly doubt he'd be stupid enough to stay holed up in it. But I also doubt he'd be smart enough to completely clear the place out before he left town, either. There's probably something in there that would lead us right to him. Get what you want, then let Kazu know where the slime is so we can straighten him out. He'll get those fantasies of running away out of his head. The code to the door is 11235. It's the only keypad lock on the street. You can't miss it. For what it's worth, I wish you good luck in finding your little girl, but remember, you can't save them all, Ayami Ito. Oh, and Ito? Thanks for bringing Mr. Marshmallow to me. Being holed up in one place for the last few weeks can be a bit, taxing.
You know, I remember he loves fresh fish.
Fresh fish, huh? Sachiko certainly does have an eccentric taste.
Oh my god, Ito, no! No, don't be mean to Kasumi.
Kazu, go pick up some sashimi. Run away, boss.
Tomo's gonna start shitting everywhere. Jesus. Oh yeah, she's keeping Tomo. Yeah. Tomo is now Mr. Marshmallow and he is Kasumi's. Does Sachiko know where he is? Doesn't matter. Just start shitting. Huh. It worked. Looks like Kasumi's tip wasn't a lie. Ugh. What a stench. I know that smell. Anyone who's worked homicide long enough knows it. I can't. Seems like the inside of the lock's been filed off. Oh. The word Ruby is written in blood on the wall. This is the source of the smell, all right. The body's in pretty bad shape. Whoever did it took enough time to mutilate the corpse. The internal organs have been disturbed. Maybe removed? What's this? There's a paper bag with the name Higashi written on it. Did Reina do this? Nothing's changed, just a door. Nothing to see here. Where's that noise coming from? It sounds like something is trying to escape from the inside. I don't like this. It's singing? They're singing. Coming from inside. I don't think it's more cat smiles, but thanks for being optimistic. I have to touch it. The rattling stopped. Why? I don't want to go inside. The door's open? I didn't open it. Aw, beans. Guys. This feels like a bad plan. This TV doesn't look like it's been used in years and is covered in a thick layer of dust. I doubt it even works anymore. Shots of various girls, all of them taken in this room. They don't look like the professional headshots an agency would take. They all look so sad. And young. I've got a pretty good idea of what these pictures were used for, and the types of people they might have been sent to. Reina? So it's true. To think you were kept in a place like this. What happened to you? Huh? Something's happening.
You're back early.
Yeah, I don't feel well. I think I'll go back to bed early tonight.
Ruby, don't ignore me. Lately it's the same excuses. Over and over.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ruby. My sweet little Ruby. You think because that one song was a hit you can just stop working? That money's all gone, sweetheart. We spent it all trying to get you a record deal. Don't you think it's unfair to eat my food and stay here for free without doing any work? Ruby? Hey, stop crying. Stop crying, I'm talking to you.
Please, I didn't mean it. I'll do another song. I'll make it up to you, I promise. I just don't want to.
That's exactly why I'm setting up all these meetings for you. You make the right impression with these guys and they'll take you places. Speaking of which, I got a call a little while ago from Masa. Know what he told me? He told me you were being a little disagreeable with him last night at his place. You know he's one of our best clients, don't you? The things he can do for you girls is... well, I shouldn't need to tell you. I sent you to him because he said there was something special about you. In fact, he said you were out of all the girls here, he particularly wanted to meet you. I did you a big favor by making that happen. Then you compensate my generosity by sitting in a room, crying, and telling me you don't feel well or whatever excuse you come up with next.
I couldn't. He tried to.
I don't care what he tried to do. You should have let him. When I took you in, you were a vulnerable tiny girl who was already failing in school, but I saw your potential. I could already tell how pretty you'd be when you were older.
That's all those men care about. How I look.
So what? You think I took you in because of how smart you were? You're an idol. You're supposed to be looked at. Most men would fall over themselves to meet a pretty girl like you, but you ruin it. For everyone, you sit there crying.
What are you doing?
I'm sick of looking like an idiot, Ruby. You made me do this.
This is very boffin. But as soon as I look away, I'm gonna get jump scared. I just know it. Yeah, this is the girl that we killed.
Rule of threes. The noise stopped. Hello.
Damn it, Ruby. Can't stand to see you like this. You're gonna feel better if you stay cooped up in here. Listen, I got you that photo shoot lined up tomorrow. The one with Masa. You even listening?
Don't make me go back. I don't want to go out. Let me stay here.
What's wrong with you?
Please, please, don't make me. I'm afraid to go.
As far as I can tell, all you're afraid of is success. I've fallen over myself to make you a star, but you'll never get anywhere if you lock yourself away. What? You're not gonna say anything? You can't treat me this way. I gave you your name, your music, damn near everything else. Oh, but you think you're special, right? Let me break it to you, honey, you're not. There's loads of other girls in this business just like you, and they do what they have to without complaining about it. They understand how important it is to keep clients happy. I'm sorry, it's not all butterflies and flowers. But you're not some naive little girl anymore. You're a woman now. Hey, Earth to Ruby. I'm trying to give you some advice here, and you're not even listening.
Reina. My name is Reina.
What'd you just say? Reina? Who's that? Oh yeah, that was the name of some pathetic little foster girl I picked up. You want to go back to being her? Just say the word and I'll throw you back out there myself. If you think you got it so bad now, let's count the seconds between you hitting those streets and being back in foster care, dead in some gutter. Not so talkative now, are we? Reina? Or is it Ruby? The girl who was successful, the girl who could make it if she would just do what she was told. Sorry. I'm sorry. I lost my temper. But you gotta see things my way. You were special. You know that? I saw so much potential in you. Such a beautiful young girl. I wanted to raise you up and show you what life could be. Then you reject me and everything I can offer you. It's a damn shame. You're still pretty, Ruby. So pretty, but not when you mope around. Look, I get it. You're a teenager and you want to cry it out right. Fine. But you're done with that. But when you're done with that, you're going back out there. You think I want to send you out all these little meetings with Masa and guys like him? I'd rather you was successful so we don't have to do that. I'm on your side. But if you'd work harder, you wouldn't have to do things like that. Stop crying. You're not a child anymore.
I just want to go home.
Home? Where do you think you are? You are home. This is as good as it's gonna get for a girl like you. Tomorrow, you're going to go with Masa and do whatever it is he tells you to do. You'll stop this crying and you'll start making some money. Maybe it was a mistake to think you'd end up being special. Turns out you're just another disappointment. Another whore. This sucks.
There's something laying on the mattress. It's a newspaper article dated October 24th, 2004. The article's title, One Hit Wonder Ruby Commits Suicide. That can't be. That was over 10 years ago. Her real name was withheld from the press, but her picture is there. According to the article, Higashi went to her room and found it locked. He called to her, she didn't answer.
I thought she must have been tired, he said. She'd been working hard on a new song.
He only forced the door when he noticed the smell where he'd found her. Noticed the smell where he found her hanging from the rafters. She'd hung herself almost 2 days before. Probably in this room. There's more. Though Mr. and Mrs. Higashi had adopted her years before, Ruby was not made to work and loved being an idol more than anything in the world. Her song Look For Me will go on sale again this month, with all sales going to various suicide prevention charities. I've read enough. The sadness that's in this room is the same awful feeling I felt in the sewers. Is it Reina's? Is this what I was supposed to see? Brace yourselves, guys. I'm pretty sure what we find in the next room is Reina. Or not? I feel sick. That monster. How many girls did Higashi pass around and abuse before she murdered him? And Reina. She looked the same as she does now. 16 years old. A child. Higashi had her locked up and she tried to take back control the only way she thought she could. Only she came back. And all that pain and suffering came back with her. When I was in that room, I could feel it like it was my own. And it's not the first time I felt it. The dark was steeped in it. As soon as I realized it, it was like the air changed. I can sense a pulse now, like a heartbeat following me, but it's not enough. The mask could help me find the door, and I can feel the dark, but the path still isn't open to me. What am I missing? My gut tells me it has to do with the Kamenkai, and the only one alive who knows about it is the old Kawana woman. She has to tell me what happened. But first, don't I need to go tell Kasumi that, Hagashi is fucking ganked? Apparently not.
You! I told you to stay away from my family. Don't drag my grandchildren into this any more than you already have. Stay back!
I have questions about the Kamenkai, the group your daughter and son-in-law were a part of. You're the only one alive who'd remember.
Kamenkai? I don't know anything about it. Leave me.
Grandma, enough. Listen to yourself. Do you even realize you're lying anymore? Takashi told us everything. And you, Ito, just because this investigation's important to you doesn't give you the right to barge in here. Your grandma and I need to talk. If it upsets you, maybe you should go. No, I'm not going anywhere. This is the house I grew up in, and it's as much mine as it is Grandma's. If you have something to say, you can say it from in front of me. Only a little while ago I found out my parents died in some cult and no one even knows why. You think hearing that was easy for me? I want to help you, Ito, but all the deceit and lies are starting to hurt people. What I'm chasing is so much worse. Tell that to the poor man in the station. He's in the hospital now, terrified out of his wits. People aren't only here to be used for information and then thrown away while you move on. They have lives too. And bringing up the past can hurt. Surely you of all people understand that. I do, but ignoring the past won't make it go away. There's unfinished business from the Kamenkai that needs to be taken care of. But what's left to talk about? Everyone's dead, right?
May, I promise to talk to you about all this later. For now, let me and the detective talk. Go on, you were cooking us dinner, weren't you?
All right. We'll talk about it later. But I'll be in the other room if you need me.
So, you found me out. Now that May knows, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret any longer. The truth is, my daughter would have never have joined the Kamenkai if it weren't for me. I convinced her and her husband to join. I was already a member. At the time I joined, my husband had left me and I'd lost my job, suddenly leaving me a single, unemployed mother who could barely support her daughter. That's when Tokimasa found me and told me that the society that stigmatized and shunned me was a fiction, a great machine to be fought, and that my very soul was at stake. Of course, he used me as he did everyone else. I desperately wanted to hear that my struggles weren't my fault. They stole everything from me, my youth, my mind. Then my child.
And then one day in 1996, they all died. The cause of death was buried, and no autopsies were performed. Or if they were hidden. Why?
That's simple. The government didn't care about some dead cultists in the woods and covered it up so the papers wouldn't sensationalize their deaths.
That's it. After everything I found, you expect me to believe that? 12 people died that day, and no one knows why. What happened? Tell me the truth.
You want to know what happened so badly? Fine. I'll tell you. They died for nothing, following in the footsteps of a madman who believed that life was an illusion.
As words of other compounds and other groups being raided spread, Tokimasa began warning us that the end was near. He believed the world was collapsing, and it was time for him and his followers to abandon the flesh and find purity among the gods. My Emiko, she didn't die from some conspiracy. She chose death because she no longer had an anchor to reality. And it was my fault. Beyond that, I don't know what happened to them. No, you do know something. In the report, it says after the officers cleared the bodies, they found the mask. The same one you handed me 6 months ago. That's... Tokimasa would always keep it to himself, saying it granted him sight into the realm of the kami. I needed it. You don't understand it. It allowed us to see strange things and people who were gone. The guru was a fool, a fake, but the mask was real. There was a rumor that the cult members were killed by one of their own. Surely you didn't. No, you don't understand. I would never kill my own child. I didn't take the mask, it was given to me. One day a man, some journalist or other, showed up at my door carrying the mask. I couldn't believe it. I begged him for it, and he stood there smiling at me. His eyes were like none I'd ever seen. It was strange. All he wanted in exchange for the mask was a picture of Emiko. When I joined the cult, I was forced to give up my possessions and only had one left, but I gave it to him nevertheless. I thought if I had the mask that I could find her, that maybe she would forgive me. As soon as I had it in my hands, my mind opened and I could hear her voice. So you went into the sewers chasing after her, thinking you could save her. Takashi told you that as well, did he? Yes, it's true. Emiko was crying out to me, begging me to find her and free her from a dark place. I would have given anything to hold her in my arms again and plead her forgiveness. I don't care if you don't believe me. Just like Tanaka was calling out to me. I do believe you. We're probably some of the few people left alive who know what this mask is capable of. If you really thought it'd help you find her, then why'd you give it to me? Because I was wrong. At first I only followed whispers, then I found myself in a strange labyrinth, chasing after her shade. The days bled together, I lost track of my grandchildren, of the shrine. It was an illusion. No matter how hard I tried, I never found her. I only became more and more disconnected from the world around me. I descended into madness. I was being used again, just as Tokimasa had used me so many years before. I tried getting rid of it, throwing it away, burning it, none of it mattered, it always came back. And when I did, the visions and whispers only got worse. So I put it out of my mind and tried as best I could to live a life of solitude and ignore the screams of my daughter. Then you came, and when you did, the mask was screaming out in voices I'd never heard before. I thought it was a sign, so I gave it to you. I didn't even have time to breathe out a sigh of relief before I heard a gunshot ring out. No one else ran for it. I think I was the only one who knew that sound for what it was. I thought the mask was punishing me once again by taking May away from me. Instead, it had passed tragedy to another. I'm sorry. Perhaps the knowledge of the mask should die with us. There is one other person who knows about the mask. A girl named Rena. Does that name mean anything to you? No. I don't know anybody by that name. Do you expect me to know everyone who's been touched by the mask? No. but you were involved with a group that worshipped it. Are you sure you're telling me everything?
Yes. What good will accusing an old woman do? Unless you're chasing someone too. That must be it. May told me you lost someone, your partner in the police. Is that right? If I'm right, then I suggest you stop your search. The place I was shown by the mask was not meant for the living. I barely escaped with my life. Stop while your mind and body remain intact. What if I told you there was another option?
What other option?
In the months since I first met you, I've had time to examine the ancient texts in this shrine. As the mask grew further away, it loosened its grip on my mind. I knew then it would someday make its way back to me, and so I became determined to find a way to protect myself and my grandchildren from its influence. The darkness of the common Kai and its ritual object are but manipulations used to sever our connection with what is truly divine. The mask breeds darkness. Dark forces can invade all manner of living and non-living things, driving them to violence or death. That which is evil cannot be used or tolerated. It must be destroyed. It is the only way to save us from its grip.
Destroy the mask? I thought you just said it couldn't be done.
Not physically.
Grandma, is everything alright? I overheard you talking about that mask again.
Yes, dear, but you needn't worry. In fact, it's good you're here, as this talk involves you. May, you've trained in exorcism and purification rituals for quite some time, haven't you? Such a ritual could purify the mask and turn it into a mere piece of wood. Given we gather the right materials, of course. I can tell from the look in your eyes that you think me to be senile, but I am quite serious. Even modern rituals have ancient roots, and with enough conviction, they're still capable of great power. Before, I was content to die as long as the mask didn't hurt my children and I was too feeble to do what was necessary myself. But now, seeing you here, I see a second chance to do what is right. If you truly do know what the mask is, then you must help me destroy it.
Slow down. I didn't come here to be involved in a ritual or exorcism or whatever you call it. I only want the truth about the common Kai, which you still haven't given me.
You're a stubborn one, aren't you? So be it. I see. There is only one way to change your mind. The only trace of what happened that day would be at the common Kai compound itself. The records of its location are lost and they were never made public, but I know where it is.
What's the catch?
Go there. Search for your truth. See what worshipping the mask has wrought. When you return, you'll help me destroy it.
What makes you so confident I'll change my mind?
I went back once. Years ago. In all honesty, I'm not sure why. Perhaps to remind myself of my sins. What I saw and felt in that place, it was tainted by darkness and death. Those things were all the mask will afford you. There's something else.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
The heavy, unnatural air I felt when I returned to the compound. It had the same stench, the same quality of the tunnels where I searched for Emiko.
Sounds like a superstition to me. So what exactly is it you want in exchange for the information?
I believe that the energies of the mask and that place are linked. I want you to bring something back from there, anything. It may help in the ritual. Looking for the truth will not bring you peace, detective. Purifying the mask very well might. Remember that. The compound is in the forest of Aokigahara.
Aokigahara? Hey, that's the suicide forest.
Suicide forest. What a dreadful name. Though I suppose those woods have seen their fair share of tragedy. And death.
Ito, You can't just go charging in there. It's dangerous. What if you got lost? GPS doesn't work in there, and I heard even compasses won't point north. Not only that, but... well, a lot of people go there to die. I don't think you should go. You two keep talking about that mask like it's some evil spirit causing you pain, but I think the pain you're feeling isn't caused by a mask. It's just you. So many nights after the girl died in the shrine, I had nightmares. Every corner I went, I thought I'd see her there. It wasn't a ritual or a charm that made me better, though. I just stopped listening to the fear. I confronted it. When you took me to see Takashi, that was the first time I'd left Kamakura since April. It's embarrassing to admit it, but I was scared. And yeah, Takashi telling me all the stuff about Mom and Dad was scary, but it was the truth. I wasn't hiding from some demon I'd invented myself. Anyway, I know you might not want to listen to me, but I don't think you should put yourself in danger just so you can keep chasing your demons. Maybe you're right, but some demons have a way of spreading to others. Seeing the Kamikai compound is something I have to do. Well, it's your choice, but Yokigahara is huge. How are you going to find one compound? Maya makes a good point. It's been a long time. Are you sure you remember where it is?
Of course I do. I know what you two must think of me, but I'm not senile. It's a hike away from a bus stop on the outskirts of Narusawa. We used to go into town occasionally for supplies. Several miles away from the bus stop, there's a clearing and a path. They're used time to time by the Forest Service. I'll draw you a map before you leave. It continues for a while, quite some time, and eventually it will be blocked off. Keep going forward and don't turn back or leave the path. The forest can play tricks on you.
Supposing the path is still there, it seems pretty incredible to me that the compound would have been left alone all these years.
It still stands. After all, why would they bother to go and dismantle it? Go. Search for whatever truth you think you'll find. But be careful, detective. Do what must be done, then leave. Staying there is dangerous. I hope that once you enter that place and feel the energy I did, you'll have the sense to see what I never could. You understand, don't you? The mask must be purified.
Depends on what I find.
Don't be a fool. Finding what happened that day will change nothing. You're being haunted by your past, chasing phantoms as I once did. When you enter those dark places, you leave pieces behind. Purify it. Stop this while you're still whole. I'll begin preparations for the ceremony regardless. May, see her out.
Oh my god. I don't know why that jump scared me. She's never said anything like that to me. You must have really scared her. Listen, I'll help with this ritual because I think it'll help Grandma get better. But don't get yourself killed. I know in your eyes I'm probably just a kid, but I know how much it hurts to want the truth. Takashi obsessed over the past, and I was miserable not knowing. Grandma almost went insane on top of that. Grandma said it herself, you're still young. You should forget about all this and start over. And you might not want to hear this, but listening to you two talk about masks and spirits, well, you sounded like that girl at the shrine. It scares me, and it should scare you too. Take care of yourself, Ito. Aokigahara, go. Aokigahara, better known as the Suicide Forest. Despite its nickname, the volcanic earth it grows on makes the forest beautiful and green. Every year, however, large numbers of people wander in, intending it to be their final resting place. Occasionally, authorities have to comb through it for new bodies.
Probably goes without saying, but we're probably not going to see anything good in this forest.
Finally, this must be the path the old Kawana woman was talking about. If her story was true, all I need to do is follow it to find the Common Kai's old compound. Let's hope it's that simple. No time to sit here and think it through. I need to get out of these woods before nightfall. Oh, Lord. Oh, we fucking looped. Nope, nope. We just keep going. Fuck. Hey, Raina. Raina? What is she doing here? Huh? Where am I? No, anywhere but here. I don't want to remember this. Why now?
Ito. Why did you come here? You've left me here to die again, haven't you? It was your fault this happened to me. You're so selfish. You never care about what happens to anyone but yourself. People who get hurt along the way are just collateral damage. It's all about you and what you want. You. You're not looking for me. You only want to hurt the girl, to hurt the old woman, to see everyone who gets in your way suffer.
No, that's not true. I would have done anything to change what happened to you. Make it go away. I can't bear to look anymore. Stop. Make it stop. I don't want to remember. What a great idea. Remembering hurts, doesn't it? Let me take away all that pain. Let's forget together, Ayami-chan. No. We're gonna sit here until it gives me other options. We're gonna sit here until I get different options. We're gonna sit here until let's forget together encompasses my entire screen. Not doing anything until I get other options. Game? Seems like maybe I won't get other options. Yeah, it stopped writing text across the screen. God damn it.
I'm not gonna look. It's gonna make me look.
A Jesus-sama statue. I feel a familiar presence as I pick it up. Ah. Now there are bodies in the background.
Jeez. The way you were sleeping, I thought you'd never wake up.
Huh? Where?
夢でも見てるの
Kazuki! Thank goodness you're okay! I knew I'd find you!
Find me? What are you talking about? I haven't gone anywhere.
I saw you on the ground! Reina, she slit your throat!
That must have been a hell of a nightmare you had. Nothing a good cup of coffee can't fix. Speaking of, I fixed the coffee machine so you can officially file that case as closed. Hey, you okay? You look a little out of it. Take your time getting ready. I'll be in the other room.
Yeah. Thanks, Kazuki. What is this? I was looking for something, wasn't I? Why can't I remember? My heart's beating a mile a minute. I can't shake this feeling of dread that's hanging in the air. This is real, right? I want it to be real.
It's not real. Welcome back to the real world, sleepyhead. Huh? You're not dressed. You didn't forget about our picnic, did you?
Picnic?
We're gonna have a picnic in the park and see the cherry blossoms, remember? I know it's not exactly traditional, but figured we could grab a pizza on the way over, too. It's an important time of the year, after all. Did you forget about that, too? Don't you remember when the cherry blossoms fell and you saved those 2 girls at the shrine? You're a hero.
Saved? No. I'm no hero. She died. I killed her. She's always trying to stop us from... stop me from... Kazuki. Something doesn't feel right. This isn't where I'm supposed to be.
Of course it is. We're together, the sun's out, we've got Lady Fluff.
Yeah.
Isn't this what you wanted? With your parents gone, Lady Fluff and I are the only family you've got left. This is where you belong. And we love you, Ayami-chan. That's why you'll come with us. Come on, we've got to get going.
Go? Where are you taking me?
Somewhere safe.
Safe? Why? Where was I going? Where's the path?
Path isn't for you. It leads to suffering. So let's leave the path and be happy. Forever.
No. No. Game? I'm not going to the picnic. I don't... Game?
Isn't this nice? We're all here like one big happy family. We don't need anyone else. 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 It's better this way. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here where it's safe. Stay here and rot, Ayami.
Kazuki? What's the matter with you?
Nothing is the matter. We're exactly where we need to be. That's all so wonderful. I've taken you somewhere safe just like I promised, far away from places you didn't belong. You'll stay here so you can't hurt anyone anymore. Free from all those pesky, painful memories, so let's forget together. Lie down where it's comfortable and stay there. Forever. And ever. And ever.
No. Ignoring the pain won't make it go away. Kazuki wouldn't want me to forget. He'd tell me to keep going. I know this place. I've been here before. It's drenched in the same suffering as before. Reina, why did you take me here? Why won't you leave me alone? Why do you want to hurt me so badly? Why did you come here? Don't make me remember. I've never felt Reina's presence so strongly before. If I didn't come to my senses, I might have... Why now? What's in this forest that she doesn't want me to see? Okay. The air completely changed when I placed the statue with the others. The forest doesn't seem so dark and I can see a clearing up ahead. Is it over? Reina? Are you still here somewhere?
I don't know, the music tells me things aren't better.
This must be it. The Common Guy compound. I finally made it. Looking at it now, I can't help but feel underwhelmed. For all the secrecy, classified documents, and foreboding stories, all I see are drab gray structures in the forest clearing. But it's eerie. Over a decade ago, 12 people died here, and this compound was left standing as a grim reminder. It gives me the creeps. I should find out what I came here for and get back before sundown. What was Reina trying so hard to prevent me from finding here? Jesus. I can't let my daughter be in the ritual. That's not for you to decide. You know her importance. What the guru says she can show us. But she's my daughter. Tokimasa hasn't told us what he's going to do to her. She is our daughter, Hisako. What if it doesn't work like he says? She's so young. You doubt him? Now? It's because she's so young that she was chosen. Her mind is not stained by regret, sadness, or corruption. She's perfect. I know that, Then why hesitate? The Guru tells us we're approaching the moment that will bring us true peace. The culmination of everything we've worked for. Somehow your child is the focal point. He says she will be granted a sight even more profound than his own. She can lead us. I only want to make sure she's okay. He promised me she'd be safe, but now I'm not so sure. The guru will make sure she's taken care of. She'll want for nothing and be blessed with new sight. It's the only way. The world is on the brink of ruin and there's no time left. My own children will. Emiko, don't worry. They'll be safe. No, my own mother betrayed me. She dragged my children away to die in the filth. I'm sorry. I must be strong. Soon we will have no more worries and ascend from our flesh. You know, don't you? You saw outside when he told us. Yes. All of the things I studied. They were only ever used by corrupt people to control one another, to hurt one another. Soon we will be free of all that. We will escape the suffering of this world and be reborn. It will be Reina who shows us the way. She will be the bridge. You're right. I always knew she was special. Even when she was growing inside me, I could feel it. Promise me again. Promise me she'll be taken care of. Yikes.
Mommy!
Reina.
Where were you? I missed you.
Shh. Keep your voice down, sweetheart. I can't stay long.
Why not? Why don't you stay with me anymore?
Well, that's complicated. The guru thinks it's best if we're apart for a while. He has big plans for us. And for you especially.
Who cares about all that?
Honey, it's not that simple.
Why not? Why won't they let us be together?
Because you're so pure and perfect. I know you love me, but I'm no good. If I stay with you, he says I'll corrupt you. But I'm so weak. I wanted to see you. It's our little secret, okay?
Okay. Mommy? Is it my fault you can't stay with me anymore?
Oh, Reina, no. Of course not. It's me. You're going to be a big, important person someday. I can't hold you back. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now, but someday you'll understand. Tokimasa has big plans for you. He told me so himself. He said you're the key to everything, because you're so pure. Remember why we left the city? Because everyone's so mean and out for themselves. They're all stained by corruption, but not us. Not you. Anyway,
I thought you said we were going home.
We can't. Tokimasa says the great machine's done for. That all those corrupt people will kill each other in wars and die and we'll all be left. But you'll be there to guide them. Soon. You've been chosen by Tokimasa.
Die? I don't want anybody to die.
Yes, me neither, sweetie, but like I said, Tokimasa has figured out a new ritual and you'll be able to help everyone.
I don't understand. Why are you saying all these weird things?
Now, Reina, it's not easy for me either. But it's not about what we want all the time. If you do this, it'll help me. You want to help Mommy, don't you?
Yeah, I guess.
Exactly, so let's smile, okay? Hey, guess what?
What?
Before the ritual, there's gonna be a big celebration, just for you. It'll be a big feast.
What's that mean?
It's a big meal where everyone gets to eat all the food they want. It's like a party. Doesn't that sound fun?
I guess so.
Then I can come see you again.
You promise?
Yeah, afterwards we'll all go out together to the ritual.
All together? I thought you said it was just me.
Like I said, sweetheart, you've been chosen. Tokimasa says you'll gain the sight to guide us to salvation.
Okay.
Hey, don't look so sad. You'll get me crying if you do, and you don't want to see Mommy cry, do you?
No.
Good. Reina, I need you to listen to me now. Here. I want you to have this. It's Mommy's amulet, the one I've kept since I was little. I want you to have it for the ritual. When it starts, I want you to hold it and keep your eyes shut tight, okay? If you get scared, just grab it tight and think of me, okay?
But that amulet is yours. Don't you need it? What if something bad happens to you?
It's more important that you have it now. Promise me you'll do what I asked.
I promise.
Let's make a pinky promise.
Oh, okay.
And you know what happens when you break a pinky promise, right?
Yeah, you said my pinky'd fall off.
Exactly. And we wouldn't want that to happen, now would we? After tomorrow, things might be different. Maybe even a little scary, but it's not all bad. The most important thing is that Tokimasa told us we'll be together. I love you, Reina.
I love you too, Mommy.
Oh, big yikes.
Oh, Reina, maybe you shouldn't be here.
Huh? Why not?
The feast isn't for you, it's for us, the impure who must prepare ourselves. Tokimasa says the impure must purify themselves by feasting and expunging the darkness from their bodies. If I can remain uncorrupted, even someone worthless like me will be able to ascend to a higher place.
I don't think you're worthless. Everyone keeps telling me I'm so special, but no one visits me anymore. Where is everyone else? Are they hiding from me too now?
The others are with the guru, preparing themselves for tomorrow. Don't worry, Reina. Everything will be clear tomorrow. There's nothing to fear.
Hey, can I have a little of that?
The great Tokimasa instructed us not to give you any food at the feast.
Oh,
Don't you see? You are pure. The feast, the indulgence is there to test us, to show us that we are corrupted with the stains of impurity upon us. It is a reminder of how the great machine of man keeps our souls shackled and chained. Those who are cleansed of it must not turn away from the righteous path.
right, but
You're very lucky, yes, so lucky, to be in Tokimasa's favor. He chose you. He chose you to be the bearer of the mask, to see the great door to the pure realm. Those other children who were taken, that too was a test, to find the most pure among you. You understand, don't you?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, of course not. You are but a child. Tokimasa says that you children are much wiser than us, that your understanding of the world is untainted.
Where's Mommy?
Mommy? Ah, yes, I imagine she's with the guru. She is in need of the guru's love. Yes, her mind has gone astray of late, in such a key moment. The guru will show her the way, don't you worry. Mother, father, sister, brother, it doesn't matter. We are your family. You should go back to your bed. I don't know why the guru let someone so important wander freely. What if something would happen to you, like the others?
What others?
Do not fear, child. The great Tokimasa's prophecy will come to pass, and there will be no fear. Very soon. You should go to sleep, child. And remember, do not eat this meal. It is food for us, the pitiful.
What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that?
Nothing. It's nothing. The ritual is soon. It will be a time of great change. Go away.
Why?
Tomorrow you will guide us. But look at you, so young. We must be resilient. Fear is a pure emotion. All forms of life feel fear. Fear is not weakness, but a test. You are testing me. The guru is wise.
Are you okay? You're looking at me funny again.
It's nothing. What do you want?
Oh, do you know where Takashi is?
Weak. They're weak. Don't think of them. Don't cloud your thoughts. You must remain as you are. You needn't worry. Tokimasa will guide us. Just wait. What's wrong, Emiko?
What's wrong, Emiko?
Oh, Reina. What are you doing here? You scared me.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. You didn't mean it, did you?
No.
Then there's nothing to worry about. Do you want something?
Why isn't Takashi or the baby here with you?
He and his sister were not meant for the path of purity. Not like you. It's the night before the ritual. I must unburden myself with thoughts of them.
What's unburden mean?
Unburden, Reina. It means I have to forget them. Yes, forget the children, Emiko. Becoming too attached to your offspring is part of mankind's great machine. It is a lie. This was a test. They did not pass. You must. We are so close to our goal. Yes, of course. I will not shackle myself to meaningless connections.
Reina, don't worry. Tomorrow is the great ritual Tokimasa has envisioned. And you're the guest of honor. Everything will be alright. Really? Yes, of course. Now run along.
I don't like the sound of any of this. What's this? It looks like a simple wooden amulet. How did I not notice before? What is this? I feel strange, like I'm back there again. Uh-oh. Well, where am I? The forest path. I saw things and started running. When I found the amulet, it cut away the fog that had been surrounding me and showed me the truth. The mask. The common Kai. Reina was there the whole time. They all killed themselves and made her wear the mask. That day was when it started. When Reina became the mask bearer. When her suffering truly began. The pulse of the dark has changed again, and the fuzzy image I had before snapped into focus. Everything I need to put an end to this is in my hands. Ah, beans. How long has it been, I wonder? A man in a sewer, a girl with red hair, and a detective chasing them both. No, I'm no detective anymore. Only a puppet, stupidly dancing on its strings. That doesn't sound like me. I'm so stretched out it feels like the slightest breeze could topple me. Each time I get close to the truth, something drags me away. Or maybe all those horrible things that haven't happened yet, and I'm just riding the train home where Kazuki will be waiting for me. In another life, maybe there's an Ayami that's happy. Instead, I'm stuck with the one I've got, and I don't know how much more I can take. Did I really see all those things in the forest? Was that real? Has any of it been? I don't know anymore. Every time I get a handle on the rules, something comes along and breaks them. But there were things I saw. Things I couldn't have known about Tokimasa's common Kai on my own. With me, there's a little wooden mask that so many died for, and now I'm planning to use it myself. It doesn't feel right. It was hurt pain that I felt again in the compound. Even now, the dark doesn't seem so unfamiliar. I can feel it calling to me. That must have been the moment that changed everything, the focal point to all of her misery. The dark is steeped in that same torment, the suffering of a scared little girl. I wonder if it's the real Reina I've seen, Or is that girl long dead? Either way, whatever is left of her is in the dark with Kazuki. My only chance to see Kazuki again is to go into those filthy tunnels and find the door. Only then do I have any hope of using it to change his fate. But I'd be walking into a trade where the other side has their hand behind their back. I'd be forced to accept the cost without question. Kazuki Tanaka, the man I've suffered so much for, has been silent. To find him and the door, I'd have to use the mask. I've seen what Reina's become as a result of the mask. Would that happen to me? Now that I know the way, is that what I really want? The horrible object was made out of suffering. 2 different groups fed it with the deaths of innocents. Why play its game? The entirety of the new Kamenkai died for it. It drove me and the man I love into the darkest depths we've ever known. Why shouldn't I destroy it? I know why. Because I'd be destroying Kazuki and Reina along with it. I've done everything I can to prepare myself, but there's no more time to think. It's time to put an end to all this, one way or another. Shinjuku and Kamakura, the 2 places where my path started, are also where it has to end. This is it. I need to choose. Follow the path further into the darkness, or return to the light. Fuck. This is it, guys. One final choice. There's no going back. I think we do the ritual. Oh, this is so hard. I'm gonna do a poll. Yep, our choices are we do the ritual and cleanse the mask, or we go into the sewers and chase after the dark and find what's left of Kazuki and Reina. I made this poll a little longer to give people time to think about it or ask questions or talk about it. I don't know, guys. My gut is also ritual, which seems to be so far the overwhelming will of the chat.
Yeah, I've got 4 votes for ritual. Oh, man. I am extremely curious of what's left of Kazuki and Reina. Yeah, that's exactly... You guys are exactly on the same wavelength as I am. I think, yeah, her choice at happiness is actually doing the ritual, though I am also so very curious. I'm so curious, but I don't want her to go down this path of no return. Ugh. Alright. I think ritual it is.
It feels strange to be back on these streets, knowing everything I do now. Ancient cults, a troubled family, and a girl named Reina, all united by the history of death and suffering caused by a simple object. All that meaningless death of innocent people, and for what? To protect mankind? To make us better? Don't make me laugh. No more. I've gone down this rabbit hole far enough. I refuse to be a slave to the mask any longer. I'll destroy it, turn it back to ashes, and do the world a favor. My final defiant act as reality breaks apart at the seams. The Kiwanis are waiting at the shrine. They know as well as I do the torment the mask brings with it. Let's hope the old woman can do what she says she can. No crows. Fuck. Oh, God. Not again. I won't let you control me. Why now? Is it trying to stop me? This mask, born out of death and suffering, shouldn't be in this world. Maybe those people were trying to restore things. Why am I thinking about that? I have to keep moving. What is this feeling? Fear? I'm afraid to go forward. I have to go back. I can't move. Death, everything about this place feels like death. What if I'm wrong? Kazuki, Reina, they could still be down there. That's what it wants. It's why I need to destroy it. But, oh God, what will happen? Why is it pleading with me? All those lives trapped in the mask want to be free, don't they? Then why? I could still turn back. Now's my last chance. I'm so confused. What do I do? No. You won't tempt me. You won't tempt me.
Huh? Ito? So you came after all?
Yes, of course she did. She knew it was the right thing to do. You brought something, didn't you? From the compound.
I did. I found an old wooden amulet. You were right. The darkness I felt there was the same.
Seriously? Wait, this is actually real?
When I was there, I saw visions from the past of people who are gone now. I know about the ritual Tokimasa tricked them into performing. How could you have let it happen? She was just a girl.
There's no answer I can give that would satisfy you.
No answer. Is that the best you can do? That's why you fled, isn't it? You knew all about Tokimasa's ritual and what would happen to everyone who was left behind it. You took Mei and Takashi and ran and did nothing to stop it.
Stop it? What would have changed? Emiku knew staying meant for her children as well as I did. She was willing to die however Tokimasa told her to. I couldn't persuade my own daughter to save herself. You think I didn't try? The police never would have believed an old woman talking about ancient rituals. I had no choice.
They were monsters.
They weren't monsters, they were lost, looking for answers in a world that had none for them. Much like you. Like us. In my years with the mask, I could hear them sometimes in the darkness, along with voices I did not recognize. I always thought they were vengeful, restless, punishing me for my sins. Once we purify the mask, perhaps they will forgive us. Did you find the girl who's chasing you? This Reina? Did you ask her forgiveness?
Forgiveness? I'm not sure if that's possible anymore. After everything that girl went through, all of her self-hatred and her sorrow are a part of the mask now. I felt it all at this shrine the day I shot her. Do you think that this will put a stop to all of it? The whispers, Reina, all the strange things we've seen?
Atonement is a journey, one that expands past our time on this earth. It will at least allow us to take the first step to righting our own sins.
Our sins, huh? Hold on. I've only ever done good luck rituals and harmless little blessings. This is different. Grandma, this is real. I don't know if I can do this.
May, calm yourself. A ritual has meaning in its very act. It is the God's way of preparing us for the true test. You are a pure child, and combined with your will, the ritual will gain power. It will work. It must.
Why me?
Because you are not corrupted by it. Only you can. You can bring your mother peace.
I don't like the way she's talking. I don't like the way she's talking right now.
Please, May. You have to try. I know you think it's crazy, but this mask has caused a lot of people to suffer. It doesn't matter if you believe us. Just do it knowing that it will help me and your grandma move on. You haven't seen what we've seen, so I don't blame you for being skeptical. But you can believe in helping us, right? I just want this all to end. Me too. Every day it's been harder to keep things straight, and I think this mask is partly to blame. It's silly. I'm not religious, never have been. But I want this all to stop. To be normal again. I want to believe that it will work. And in you. So please, I'm begging you to try. Okay. Thank you, May.
May, are you ready?
I just need a moment to prepare. Whatever wrong?
What do you mean?
What if the mask isn't the problem? What if we're making it worse? An old man told me the mask didn't create the shadows. It only opens your vision to them. So what are we doing the right thing? What if we're missing something?
Are you losing your resolve?
No, it's just... Tanaka, the man who died, the one I was searching for, he always said a what if isn't good enough for a detective. I guess old habits die hard, and there's still so much I don't understand.
And you never will. It's a matter of faith, child.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let me go. Please forgive me for leading you to those people and for what happened to you. I tried to save you. I tried. I pray you find peace.
Grandma, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
As the ritual continued, I felt an overwhelming sadness, like something had been ripped out of me I would never find again. After that moment, the whispers of the mask turned to desperate, pleading screams. I closed my eyes and hugged myself like a child, feeling at that moment utterly engulfed in fear. Then there was silence. When I opened my eyes, the mask was split in two. I knew at that moment Kazuki was dead, and had been all along. We all left the shrine in silence. I never returned. Nothing was quite right after that day. Reina's presence was gone, but I started to feel other things. The shadows began to take on new, fearful shapes. Tokyo began to change. Crime shot up and the murder rate peaked to an all-time high that year. The police were so swamped with a wave of violence that they reinstated me as a homicide detective. The investigation into me was dropped entirely. I quit within 6 months. Just didn't have the stomach for it anymore. And after what happened to Kazuki, I could never focus. What if the ritual was a mistake? What if everything that happened since is all my fault? Sometimes I wake up at night wondering if the world of the dark was the truth and my life now is a dream, an afterimage of being exposed to bright flash. I don't go out much these days. I can't bear to face the real world. Ah, damn it, guys, we got the bad ending. Ah, fuck. God damn it. Well, fuck me. That was a really cool game, though. I don't know if I'll do any more for stream, but I might play it on my own time to speed through some of the other choices. I don't know. But god damn it. We picked wrong. Or, you know, maybe the other way is also not good. I also have so many questions. Oh man. I don't even know where to start. Ugh. Damn. Well, Ayami definitely didn't end happy.
Interesting. Most interesting. You're nothing but a crow feeding on the carrion that time leaves in its wake. Forgive me for not being an impartial spectator of human suffering. The woman had her own desires. I only gave her a little push. But the result, this cannot be. Not right at all. The mask rid from this world. I won't accept it. Why? What do you care? Shall I tell the reason it bothers you so? Because you gain nothing from this truth. But make no mistake, it is a truth. Another possibility. Time is not a single thread, but a complex tapestry pushed and formed into a picture by the forces of fate and chance. The different threads present a myriad of truths, but all an aspect of the same visage nonetheless. A myriad. Interesting, interesting. I would have thought that one so interested in history would adhere to a single truth. On the contrary, if history has taught me anything, it is that there is no one truth. The deeper one gazes, the more complex it becomes. Yes, all are truth. All grant insight into the same puzzle. You're right, my old friend. Time is a spiral, and observe it long enough and we may yet learn something. No, she is not your plaything. It is not your decision. There is only one way this can end. Only one way for the world to remain intact and stop the thing that's coming. It must be protected. The role must be performed. So stubborn. So stubborn. Allow me to ask you a question. I believe I know it already. You've asked it before. Indulge me. I asked her the same question. If the dancing puppet looks up and sees its strings, does it remain a puppet? What of fate and chance then? I answer your riddle with one of my own. You see the storm clouds approaching, and though you can take shelter, or alter your course, does the storm not come regardless? Pah! No fun. You've never tolerated my philosophical side. Nor you me when I tell you how things are. I suppose that's because we are one and the same. But what of her? All we can do is see. But eventually she will end up there. There's only one path which will hold the world together.
Oh? Oh, there's a new game plus. Ah, beans, guys, there's a new game plus. Well, fuck, now we have to. Now we have to play it again. There's a new game plus. Fuck. Alright. We'll call it early tonight because I have to do a lot of talking during this game and I can feel my throat starting to go out. So if we start the new game plus, I know I won't have a voice tomorrow. But we will 100% be doing Tokyo Dark next week again. We'll start the new game plus. I'm so intrigued. So much intrigue. In the meantime, let's go see if anybody is streaming. So that we can raid out and spread the love. Let's go raid into Steven Spawn. Steve is a pretty cool dude. He's currently playing Outriders. I don't know anything about this game. But looks kind of cool. So we'll raid out, give Steve some love, and I will see you guys next time. I might do a bonus stream on Saturday. We'll see. But for sure, you'll see me again on Sunday with Alex to play some more Satisfactory. Next Tuesday, of course, Yakuza 0, and then next week, a week from today, we will start New Game Plus. So I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you all next time. Good night, everybody!